This video is made for entertainment purpose only. It doesn't mean to hurt any. And don't take it seriously.
Sir, did you make any phone calls after you went to bed between the hours of 1:45 a.m. and 6:30 a.m.?
Yes.
Who did you call?
I inadvertently called Brian Higgins.
But you're so full of shit.
You inadvertently called him at 2:22 in the morning.
Yes.
How did you inadvertently call him?
Well, I don't know
because it was inadvertent.
But you're so full of shit.
Isn't it true that at the other hearing you indicated that at or around the 2:22 time frame, you and your wife were in bed together in an intimate situation?
Yes, around that time.
Nasty. You're so full of shit.
From McCabe when she, Karen Reed and Kerry Roberts found John O'Keefe's body.
I think she's passed away.
Got him donuts. 6 donuts. Donuts. I've been doing it there for years.
I responded some of my questions. Defendant responded. Okay, which? Ask again. I said, nope, tricks are for kids.
For kids.
It's showtime. Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing tonight? How am I sounding? Am I sounding all right? Mic check to the gods. Mic check to the gods. Mic check to the gods. How am I sounding? How am I sounding? Mic check to the gods, all my members. Peace to everybody. Sorry for the delay. There was a little delay. But we made it. Got that connecting flight. How am I sounding, James Jackson? Mic check to the gods.
You sound good, bro. You sound real good. You can hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
That's great. It's great.
Hi, J.F.K. and James. You sound awesome. Thank you, Mary. Appreciate you. For sure. Yeah, you know, there's been a lot of stuff going on in the Karen Reed movement, and you know, Turtle Boy got a win the other day, which was awesome. And then come to find out, there was something that went on in court, and my name got dropped. Our name got dropped. The J.F.K. show. I mean, that's both of our show basically.
Yeah,
So our names got dropped in
our
court.
names got dropped in court, man. How crazy is that? They so I guess Mikey played it on his show, and yeah, names got dropped in court, man. So the lady went and got a restraint. I don't even want to say names because I don't know who's screen recording what. Shit, disclaimer. But
disclaimer, yeah, for sure.
You know, so our names got dropped. Well, the show got dropped, and I don't like that, man.
You don't like that, James?
I don't like my name being mentioned in courtrooms.
Yeah, most people don't, right?
No.
What was it about, though? It was about the phone call, right? We got a phone call.
It was about
We got these back-to-back phone calls, right?
Yeah, and you know what's funny? Today I went to use one of your for a short. You can go to the read between the lines if you want to add that to your shorts. If you guys do YouTube shorts, and I went and clicked on one, and it was that phone call with that woman.
Oh, someone had it up?
It says read between the lines, and it's just that phone call.
Really?
Yeah. I found.
Put it up, though.
Let me see if I can find. I don't know. I didn't look into it. That you would have to. That's your part.
That's my part. What do you mean?
I don't know. How do I find out who put it up? It just said read between.
I mean, you said you seen a short with someone. Someone put the
No,
video
I
up.
was.
It had a.
Let me context James. I was making a short, and I was gonna use just some read between the lines, and when I went to use the, because it's in there, you can use the music. And when I went to use it, that was on, like the Karen Reed. Unless they just put the read between the lines logo, and drop that. I don't know, but that came up. I'll try to find it right now, so I don't sound crazy.
That's crazy.
But yeah, man, my name's got dropped in court. And
J.F.K. the YouTube channel was mentioned. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because we didn't ask for that.
No.
And someone called. And when I first initially heard it, who remembers that phone calls? How many, if you remember that phone call and you was rocking with us at that time, put a number 1 up.
Yeah,
throw a number 1 up so I don't even have to throw a number 1 up if you heard that phone call between us and the woman named Mary. Linda heard it.
Nice.
Bukaki heard it.
Rose heard it. Kelly heard it. Yeah, so a lot of people heard it. So everybody in
Jewel heard it.
Now
Angelic
you can hear
heard
it in court. Now you can hear it in a short. I'm gonna try to find it for you guys.
Yeah, I don't like this thing. I got this crazy winter jacket on. I don't want to hear no rubbing stuff. Pause. Pause. Disclaimer.
Disclaimer. Pause.
Turtle Boy's up in the house. You guys made TB and Karen Reed court cases. Oh, we made it to the TB court case too? Ah, shit, TB. Wow. Fuck. Damn.
We were just saying that, TB.
TB. We don't want the Warren Task Force at our house, bro. What the fuck, son?
Yeah, that's wild. We made it to the TB too, man.
Oh, fuck.
So the woman, Mary, she called in, I guess, and we got when she called in. It's in there. I'm telling you, man. I just gotta find it. I heard it today. Unless
when we got that phone call, when I first initially heard that phone call, and she was saying all them things, what was it about?
She was saying like her son had to keep saving someone in the pool or some shit. Like her son was Michael Phelps saving someone.
We got to get you back. Sorry, James. We got to get you back up here, TB. You know what I mean? And do it a little bit better. Not a rush job. We'll do something a little bit better. Give you a better intro and talk to you and pick your brain about some other shit.
Yeah, plenty.
And because I know you got a lot of you've been around for a long time. You know what I mean? So I'd like to hear your like to pick your mind just on other shit about Boston in general, Massachusetts.
Yeah, big things happen on the show. You got Higgins and I still, TB, I think that's a big factor in this case that he called into this show. It doesn't matter if he called into your show. The fact of the matter is that he called into a YouTube show, and what he lied right off the jump and said his name was Kevin. You know?
Yeah, he did. He lied to YouTube. I mean, ATF agent lying. That's pretty wild, huh?
Yeah. I mean, and he said a lot of shit in 22 seconds too.
Well, he said a lot of shit. Well, since let's pump it up. Pump it up.
Oh, here we go.
Hey!
What else?
Come on.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
What?
Come on. Here we go. Pump it up. Yeah. Well, come on. Here we go. What else? Oh, yeah. Here we go. Come on. Here we go. Pump it up. Yeah. Well, I'm the new kid.
Fuckery Donuts is officially open, huh, James?
Officially open. Talked about in the courtroom.
So speaking of courtrooms, you've been going through some stuff, huh, James? Man, why don't you talk to the people about your situation a little bit?
Man, I just feel like I can't catch a break. It's like when everything's going right, and we spoke on this yesterday, and you were like, man, you just got to be grateful. You got people that care about you. You got people that are like calling you, that want to help you. And I get all that, like I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate that. But it's like, all right, so now we get down to business where the next step is just set up the time where I can see my kid and my kid's mother saying some wild stuff to the courts. Like some wild, you want to talk about defamation of character.
Oh, man.
Wild shit. Like shit that Karen Reed's being charged with.
Why? What happened? Why don't you give some context to that?
She's saying like, how do I know the supervisor you have called me is really a professional?
Context, James. So what exactly happened right there? You had to take a step, right? You got assigned a supervisor or something, right?
Yes, but finally she called back. I had to call them. I got the supervisor. She called back, and the context changed. Man, he threw me off. So now the supervisor's point was to engage in, call my kid's mom, talk with Katie, figure out where we go from here. And Katie thinks that she's like just some random girl calling her.
So she doesn't think this woman who was appointed by the judge.
By the judge.
And this text thread is supervised by the judge.
This text, it's called app close. If anybody knows about it. So the judge can see everything that's being said. So you saw what I said back. I mean, I think I was pretty professional with what I said back. But it just goes to show you the level of growth that I'm at. It's very concerning. And for anybody that's watching that might know my kid's mom, I'm really concerned about it. That's not right to.
So what happened when the supervisor reached out and told her, okay, we got a court order. You have to get back to James. You have to start communicating so James can speak to his son and have visitation with his son. What was her reaction?
Her reaction right off the rip was just, how do I know who you are, who you say you are? Now, mind you, a few months back, I had to do the same thing. So when the judge gave her another chance, because remember, she missed the last court date. So the judge gave her, she said, I'm going to give you one more chance to get this right. You need to follow through. You need to listen. You need to co-parent. She said, there's no restraining order between you two. You need to parent with him. He's going to get a supervisor. You start seeing his son slow again. And that's fine with me. It's been 3 years now. COVID and then however long it's almost going on from between COVID and how long it's been dragged out. And I finally get to this point, and she's just using the court so much, but she thinks she's gonna keep getting away with it. And that, like what she said today was, she just doubted the woman. She doesn't realize that she spoke to this woman before, and so she just said some crazy shit. I really don't want to get into too much of what she said, but it's still, because it just happened today. It's fresh. I don't even know what to do. I have to talk to the lawyer tomorrow. It's just frustrating. It's like we got all this Karen Reed stuff going on, and then sometimes people forget about your everyday life, right? And I'm fighting in court too, so I know what it's like to be in the courtrooms every day and around district attorneys, judges, people that don't care. They don't care if I see my son. They don't care if my son misses me. They don't care. It's just, man, it just sucks, man. That's what it is.
They don't care if you get hit by a bus. I'm sorry, I was muted. They don't care if you walk out the courtroom and get smashed by a bus.
No.
How crazy is that?
No. They don't give a fuck, bro.
And on top of that, the Commonwealth, right, is just one big, it's just one gangster party, isn't it, James?
Up out of there.
Ain't nothing but a gangster party.
Like that up, Slim. Why you acting like?
Ain't nothing but a gangster party.
Like that up, Slim. Why you acting like?
Ain't nothing but a gangster party. But a gangster party. Ain't nothing but a gangster party.
I'm stuck in jail. The DA's trying to burn me. I'll be out on bail. If I had a good attorney, want to label me a criminal and cuff me up. Now I'm out on bail. Now I'm out on bail.
Ain't nothing but a gangster party.
Now I'm out on bail.
Ain't nothing but a gangster party.
I'm stuck in jail. The DA's trying to burn me. I'll be out on bail. If I had a good attorney, want to label me a criminal and cuff me up. Now I'm out on bail.
My man James, right, stressing out. And one thing's for sure.
Oh, I posted bail? I'm out? I could go? Oh.
It's funny when I get messages like this across the screen. Patricia Lima. J.F.K, stop interrupting James. He was talking about a woman that has something to do with you guys being named in trials. Well, Patricia.
Well, we was talking about something else, Patricia, and he didn't interrupt me. He stepped in when he knew, because he's my friend. I couldn't talk no more. Unless you just want to sit here in silence. I was just pausing. He knew when it was time to take the wheel. We're pilots. So we just give J.F.K. He's the pilot. I'm the co-pilot. You know how this shit goes.
We're currently at 13,000 feet. We're trying to take you up to 25,000, but we're going through the turbulence. Since we got some turbulence, Patricia, we got some turbulence in the chat by you, huh? Because we were named in a trial. That's cool. We didn't.
She's the one, I think, Patricia, you're the one that sends me messages on Facebook telling that me, JFK, and TB are wrong about Karen taking the stand. How are we wrong? That's our opinion. I mean,
is that the one? No, are you right about? Is that the same girl?
I think it is, man. I think it is.
Yes, he did. To talk to TB. Who talked to TB?
Patty Lima. So Patricia, yeah. So it is. Yes, it is. I don't know what happened in TB's case. I don't know. And I just heard, like we said, we heard our names being dropped in court.
That has nothing to do with us. What did we do? We didn't reach out to them. They called in the show. Same way KP called in the show. Same way Higgins called in the show. What's that got to do with us?
Are they name
What's that got to do with us?
Are they going to name drop us in Karen Reed's case with Higgins?
Yeah, I mean, what is that doing? I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's crazy how we intercepted them phone calls, so to speak, but that's what awareness does,
Yeah. So, we flying solo.
Turtle Boy changed his stance. He said the other day he now thinks Karen should not take the stand. Well,
that's great. That's fucking
that's
great.
up. Well, here's the thing. That's always up for change. Like, no one said that we're 100% we're 100% wanting to take the stand in the right now.
If it gets
That's what we
dropped.
said.
No, but also
If it gets dropped, yeah. If
If
it
it-
gets dropped from manslaughter, if it gets dropped from murder to manslaughter, and that could change though. When the trial happens, it could be crazy and it could be all in Karen's favor, and she doesn't have to take the stand. We're saying if it starts going a little out of control, and we see things different, or people start seeing things different, maybe she needs to take it in her hands. But that's all subject to change, man. This is just opinionated shit, man. This is not, I mean, first off the bat, Alan Jackson knows more than what I'm talking about. Let's be clear. Yannetti knows more than what I'm talking about, right? The other cat, Alessi, no, pardon me, whatever how you say his name, he knows more. Alessi, he knows more than what I'm talking about. I'm just saying an opinion from my JFK point of view, as my pilot's point of view, from my third eye. That's it. These guys know more than me. They're reading more than me. They know statues. They know how they're approaching it. They're in the game, man. I'm way over here. You know what I mean? I'm way over here. They know what's going on. So be clear. I trust her legal team. Right. I love their legal team. And if I could help them, with an opinion, or if they feel one of my opinions, that's cool. But if they don't, I totally understand. This is what they do every day. So be clear, Patricia.
Big disco.
So in my merchandise shop, if you guys go to my merchandise page, I put up a bunch of new. I got a Dine and Rhyme logo up there. You could buy a Dine and Rhyme hoodie. A Dine and Rhyme hoodie. It's in favor of my old show. I used to have a show called Dine and Rhyme. We did 21 episodes. James was a part of like probably every single one of those too. We used to go to restaurants and we used to get potential clientele for the restaurants, basically give reviews of the restaurant. And then we would have a MC, a rapper, rap 16 bars and dine and rhyme. So it was good food, good rhymes, and it was potential awareness for the artist, and it was potential clientele for the business. So dine and rhyme. That hoodie's up there right now. It's got a nice logo to it if you guys are into that. I also got another hoodie up there called This Is How We Do It in the 90s. It's BMX mixed in with hip hop 90s. So if you're into the nostalgic hip hop graffiti culture, that's a nice little logo.
That shirt over here. I can grab it, Jay. I just seen that earlier.
I got a Los Angeles logo up there, and then I also got a Purple Gym Bullies hoodie up there and t-shirts for all my people that work out, all my warriors. It doesn't matter what gym you go to. I like to call Planet Fitness the Purple Gym. I go to LA Fitness, I go to Planet Fitness. Like when I'm done here, I go to Planet Fitness because it's open all night. When I do my earlier workouts, I hit the free weights, I do my deadlifts, I do the rail squats and the hack squats, and just the bench in LA Fitness. But I get good workouts in Planet Fitness. I call it the Purple Gym, and I have a hoodie up there right now called the Purple Gym Bullies, because a lot of people, the stigma of Planet Fitness. How many people right now has a Planet Fitness membership? Put a number 1 up if you have a Planet Fitness membership. A number 1 if you had a Planet Fitness membership.
What's up, Alex? Yo, so Jay, real quick, Dennis Sweeney said there's a Stady parked outside of Proctor's house, and what do we think about that? That's my first hearing about it, Dennis. I don't know, J.F.K, have you heard about this news? Because, this just in, we're in a plane. I just heard, that's my first time hearing that.
So, yeah, we, thank you, Beth. You pull up, I was saying. Yeah, man, that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so people have the Planet Fitness membership, and we all know the stigma that comes with Planet Fitness, right? You can't get a good workout. It's not a good gym. It's trash, blah, blah. So my hoodie is called the Purple Gym Bullies hoodie. It's got knuckles. It's basically the Planet Fitness logo, but just it's a flip of the purple, and it's called the Purple Gym Bullies. So if you're just about bullying the gyms, bullying your goals, and you need motivate, whether you're involved every day or whether you need motivation, grab yourself a Purple Gym Bullies t-shirt or a hoodie today. Like I said, I got the bike life up there. This is how we'd like to do it in the 90s. I got Dine and Rhyme. So I got some new merch up there right now. We're going to be getting the disclaimers. I'm working on a logo right now, and we're going to be getting some other stuff. But yeah, what did you ask me, James? You said something about Proctor.
Proctor. I think they said allegedly, I don't know if it's alleged, but I'm going to say allegedly. Dennis Sweeney said in the beginning, I caught it, that there's a statey parked outside of Proctor's house. And what do we think about that? And
I don't know. What's he doing this? I mean, Proctor's still a statey, right? I mean, he's still a cop.
He said he stopped and asked him, what's up? He said nothing. Same statey at court yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Oof.
That's wild.
Yeah, that is wild.
What about this? Office has you guys see this? Check this out.
Extensively investigated that case. He would not confirm that because no charges have been brought to date.
We've never publicly discussed whether or not we're doing an investigation related to Karen Reed, and I'm not going to take questions on that.
It can't stop, I wonder.
I contacted the U.S. Attorney's Office, and I spoke to the lead prosecutor in the case.
Okay.
What I want to have the court know is that I have permission to notify the court that Brian Albert, his wife Nicole, his son Brian Jr., and Caitlin are not targets of the federal investigation. And I've been given permission to disclose that in open court.
Okay.
Oh, I also want to tell everybody I got a new Fuckery Donuts logo, too. It's an updated logo. It's an invisible logo, so it's not the blueprint. It's invisible. It comes out better on the hoodies. So if you have a Fuckery Donuts hoodie already or any type of merchandise, I'm not trying to be a salesman. I'm just letting you know. It's part of the job description to tell you. I got an updated version. Yeah, calm down. I gotta calm down. Well, now I'm thinking about it because I seen I just updated a bunch of stuff. I usually don't even go in there.
I like that, man. That's a good idea because the print. Yeah, I like that. But hey, this is new.
No. That's just a different color of it. But I'm saying
the court piece with that guy.
I don't know when the Josh Levy thing is. I don't actually know. But the court piece, that was a motion. The court piece was a motion about the federal to let that in, and that was Brian Albert's lawyer, and he was saying, "Listen, he's not. I could tell you right now." You heard what he said?
Yeah. No, I didn't know if it was
extensively investigated that case. He would not confirm that because no charges have been brought to date.
We've never publicly discussed whether or not we're doing an investigation related to Karen Reed, and I'm not going to take questions on that.
It can't stop, I wonder.
I contacted the U.S. Attorney's Office, and I spoke to the lead prosecutor in the case.
Okay.
What I want to have the court know is that I have permission to notify the court that Brian Albert, his wife Nicole, his son Brian Jr., and Caitlin are not targets of the federal investigation. And I've been given permission to disclose that in open court.
Okay.
But the lead prosecutor was Proctor. So that means shit.
That's the lead detective. The lead prosecutor in the feds, he's saying, James.
Oh, the feds.
That dude said that there's no federal investigation about that.
That's crazy.
And that was before. I don't know when the Josh Levy one was. I don't know. I put them two together, but I don't know when be clear, I don't know when the Josh Levy, when he made that statement and he said he wasn't going to talk about it. But that, with that lawyer, that was one of the motions last year.
That's okay. That's from the lawyer.
Yeah. So, I mean, and then there was another lawyer who spoke on Higgins' behalf that said there wasn't an investigation of Higgins either. They're not under investigation.
Well, you would think even more of these people can talk. If they're not under investigation, get on the show. I mean, Karen's already been on 4. And she's still going, she's still going to trial.
Yeah. I mean, it's just something to think about. But the name of this is
those John's missing socks on.
The name of this live is Let's Talk to the Witnesses. And everybody always talks about the witnesses, right? How they don't say anything and how they didn't come unglued and how are they still, how could they possibly still be keeping up? How did they not fold yet? Now, the segue off that to jump into what Dennis said, there's a state trooper in front of Proctor's house. Well, our boy Seaside, if he's in the chat, Seaside, ST, lowercase, not by accident. Be clear.
For a reason. For
a reason. What does that mean? He told us. Tell him what he told us, James.
About which part?
What did he say about Proctor?
Forget what he said about.
Hold on a minute.
Hold on. I forget. I don't want. I'm trying to think. I don't want to say the.
Hold on. We gotta pump James up. Everybody, pump him up.
Here we go.
Here we go, James.
Come on.
Come on.
What did he say?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Well, I'm the new kid.
James is the new kid. Let's everybody pump up James.
I don't know,
James.
Proctor, man, he was so
kills me, man. Every time, man, I try to pass the mic. And the funny thing is, people, right? Hold on. Let me talk to the people.
Go ahead,
the funny thing is, I told James, I said, listen, what happens when I go do a show and I need you on backup for the vocals? And if I'm doing my 88 track, and I say I need you to say these couple of words, are you just gonna stare at me?
I'm gonna be like B Rabbit and Eminem when he said Mom Spaghetti.
Come on, James.
Yo, I was so intrigued with the Higgins shit that I forget what he said about Proctor, because we was talking about
here we go.
shit.
What else?
Was it the flight risk thing?
Come on, here we go.
Getting on a plane?
Pump.
Was it him getting on a plane?
Oh man.
And that's why
Michael Proctor could have written text messages that he didn't know would go public that he regrets sending. That does not nullify the
evidence
that says that
Johnny was hit by a weapon.
Let's pump up James, y'all. Come on, James. Where you at? James, come on.
It's been long.
Everybody, I appreciate everybody. Welcome to the J.F.K. stream.
That's what it is.
Woo!
No, but for real, just elaborate.
You know what he said? He said that when we was talking to Seaside, he said he thinks Proctor's the first one who's gonna crack and rat. That's what Seaside, Mark ST. If you're in the chat right now, Seaside, go ahead, man, and co-sign me, because that's exactly what you said. You said, hey, if I was anybody, it would be Seaside to do it, because Seaside wasn't there. He wasn't there. He had nothing to do with it.
Let's be clear too.
So is Seaside signing statements right now? Because think about it. If he's going to court next week, right, to be talked to, about his badge, they're gonna ask him about the tail light. They're gonna ask him about the videos. They're gonna ask him what, you know what I mean, why'd you say all these things? Why in 16 hours did you assume Karen was guilty? So Dennis Sweeney, that like by him mentioning that, the reason why I didn't jump out there is because it goes so deep. We don't know. It could be something as simple as who knows? It could be something as simple as if there's a statey sitting in front of your house, a detective, then there's an issue. Period. So is he ratting? I don't know.
Listen, if there's a car sitting in front of your house, there's an issue. Period. Never mind statey. If there's a car you don't recognize, there's a problem with that.
I mean, here's the thing. It's funny. I got a text message by a friend of mine, and she said, I think Proctor, she said to me, I think Proctor's going to off himself. And I said, whoa, disclaimer. I said, hey, that's a little too deep right there. I said, he ain't going to do all that. And she was like, I'm just saying. But what I'm saying is now there's a statey in front of his house. Is there a statey in front of his house because he's telling his wife he's about to go to the MGM on the 10th floor and do a nosedive? Hold on a minute, Proctor. We got your back, buddy. We're going to pump you up. We're going to pump you up. Oh man, dude.
Hey, but how many times has that happened, Jay, in the Commonwealth?
I mean, remember the sheriff years ago?
Yeah.
The Paulo?
Yeah, she was, you know, I feel horrible because my sister went to high school with his daughter, and she's a great girl, and you know, she She had to get off social media after that and everything.
Proctor.
What else? What else?
Don't do it, buddy.
Here we go.
Joy.
Come on, here we go.
In pain.
Pump it up.
Sunshine. In rain. Come on, Proctor. Joy. Proctor, how's it go? I need everybody in the chat singing with me. How's it go?
No, but Jay, honestly.
Proctor.
Come on, here we go.
Come on.
What else? What else?
You know that
Come
guy
on.
from
Here we go.
Proctor.
Yeah.
Come on, here we go.
Where you guys at?
Pump it up. Yeah. Well, I'm the new kid.
Proctor.
Proctor, man, this is 16 hours, man. You didn't even investigate the case, dude. In 16 hours, you had a whole lot to say about Karen. Balloon knots, her fucking stupid accent, all this types of shit, my man.
They were going in on him too. His boys were. They were saying you still haven't solved that case yet, and that's why I think he was behind the truck like, fuck, I gotta break.
So is there a state? Here's the question, James and Dennis in the chat. Is the state outside his house because he's on suicide watch?
Or he's on he's trying to jump on our plane. Proctor, you on this plane with us? Seriously, man, he could be. His wife could have leaked, said some things. But I mean, that's crazy.
To say the least.
But Jay, to be honest, we start these shows and you and I usually speak. Let's be clear, we do. We speak on what we're talking about. So I don't remember that part with Seaside saying, because you were talking to him more in depth.
Dude, we talked about it though, my dude.
I forgot about the Proctor thing. That's crazy.
Can you guys see this? Let's go into the J.F.K. Can you read that, James?
Yep. You could blow it up a little bit more, Jay, or no?
Nah, I can't blow it up no more. That's as big as it's gonna get.
It's fine. I just can't see.
I asked you if you could see it, and you said yeah.
No, my eyes are bad.
Hold on a minute. Let's pump James up, everybody.
Here we go. What else? What else?
Come on, James. Joy.
Yeah, here we go.
In pain.
Come on, here we go.
Sunshine.
Pump it up.
In rain.
Yeah.
Well, I'm mute too. Yeah. You can see it. I just said I can't because of my eyes. I should have context. James. All right, so.
Can everybody see that out there?
Yeah, it's good, Jay.
All right, so let's go through it. At 12:14, Jen McCabe calls John O to give him the directions. Because keep in mind, what are you doing over there, James? Whatever you're doing is causing some serious kickback.
Nah, I just started hearing that. I don't know.
It's you.
My mic's muted.
Yeah, I just muted you because it's coming from you. So whatever's causing that, I don't know. I'm just letting you know. You can unmute if you want, but it's not coming from me. So at 12:14, ladies and gentlemen, Jen McCabe calls John O'Keefe to give him directions. 44 seconds. Keep in mind, John texts Jen McCabe. Unmute, James. James is having a hard time, man, over there. What's that noise?
That's not. I don't know, but I had mute the whole time. I just unmuted.
Because I unmuted you. Whatever that noise is, it's you.
Bro, I'm gonna mute myself. Watch, ready? And just talk so I can hear you. I'm trying to tell you, it's.
James, when I put you on mute, the noise goes away, buddy. The noise is gone now. As soon as you unmute, the noise is there, so it's coming from your end. And now you're on mute, and whatever you're saying, everybody look at James. Let's pump James up. James, you're on mute, buddy.
Yo, can you hear it? I can still hear it.
Come on, here we go. What else? What else? Yeah, here we go. Come on, here we go. Pump it up.
When I mute you, bro, the noise goes away. Whatever, bro. It's not a big deal. What is that? That click, click, click noise.
I don't know. Because I just said to you, when I mute myself, I can still hear it on your end.
You can still hear that on my end.
Yes. Don't mute. Let me mute it.
I'll mute me, man. And you.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Nah. Can't hear it no more. Can't hear it. See? It's gone. It's perfectly clear. How's it sound, chat? Tell me how it sounds. How's it sound?
Yeah, but now both of us are there and it's gone again. So it's gone. Whatever it was a bad connection. We're
Nope,
good
not
now.
James. Not. It sounds better now.
It's
Thank
both,
you.
but it wasn't both of us.
Come
Whatever
on,
it
guys.
was
Let's
a
pump
stream.
J.F.K. up. Let's pump him up. Let's pump him up. Come on, bring it on. Yo,
Dude, you catching feelings over there, buddy?
Yeah, nah, I'm bugging. They said, James, wake up, wake up. It's my ghost. We're good. Let's do this. I don't hear it no more, Jay.
Nah, I don't know what it was. I didn't know if it was you or not. That's all.
You wrong, Kelly.
Can you see that, James?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so at
Yes.
12:14, Jen McCabe calls John O'Keefe to give him directions. Because John O'Keefe texted her, what's your directions, right, James?
Yes.
At 12:18, John O calls JM to clarify directions. Do we believe that? Do we believe at 12:14 she called him for 44 seconds?
No.
Right? And then they hung up and John O calls JM to clarify and they talk for another 36 seconds.
About directions, allegedly. Well, she
about
said
directions. Why don't you talk about what you found out at the waterfall and what your whole thing about going from the waterfall to 34 Fairview?
it was fast. It was literally probably 4 or 5 minutes away. 5 minutes away. Now give or take a little buzz on, some turbulence in the car maybe. I don't know how it was in that ride there. Maybe 7 minutes tops, but I wouldn't see no longer than that. No reason to call back and ask for directions again. I think she was, because the whole night, don't forget, Jen McCabe was ear hustling the Bulldogs and then going back over to John. So she was probably calling him back, like, you're really coming back. Maybe she stepped out of the car to call him back, not in front of Matt. No? Matty heard he heard the second call too?
It was back to back, yeah.
Yeah.
They were on their way over there.
So maybe she was just saying, like, you really coming here. I don't know. That's what I believe.
Mark S., I don't know how you go about get the membership. You just sign up. I don't know if it's something to do with the iPad, but I appreciate you. I'm sure you'll figure it out, but I appreciate you, Mark, man. I really do, my brother. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mark.
So check it out. So 12:14. Let me ask the chat. 12:14, Jen McCabe calls John O to give him directions. They talk for 44 seconds. Keep in mind, people, right? Let's just round that off. That's a minute. It only takes 5 minutes to get to. There goes that noise again. To get to. That's the weirdest noise.
I know.
It sounds like someone is.
Sounds like someone's tapped in on that phone.
It sounds like.
Sounds like the line's tapped.
Hello.
Good now.
Yeah, it's good when I took my headphones off. Turtle Boy, man, was on the Turtle Boy. Did you bring him up?
Shit tap, bro. I don't want to be in court no more, man. They're like, why are these guys' podcasts keep ending up in courtrooms? Imagine that would be in Supreme Court next.
Yo.
Yeah.
There it is again. Something to do with that. Hold on a second. Let me fix something. Let me try something.
So you were saying about the waterfall ride. It's so short to get there. I mean, we did that ride so fast, and it's like he's got muscle memory with, like, we already did that too. I'm on my
So
way.
do we believe people that Jen McCabe and John O were talking about directions for 44 seconds, and then he hangs up and he calls back 4 minutes later at 12:18, and they talk for 36 seconds. So 4 minutes. So where was he at 12:14? Was he on his way? And then at 12:23, he arrives at 34 Fairview because Ryan Nagel says he's seen him there at 12:23. Now keep in mind, people, right? Ryan Nagel seen him there at 12:23. He says he never seen John on the grass. He said that when he drove past Karen, he didn't see John in the car. When did she hit him? When did she hit him? Because if she connected to the Wi-Fi at 12:36, then she would have had to leave at 12:30. So what? Right when they pulled off, she hit him, but John wasn't with her. So where was he?
Right.
Where was he?
That's what I'm saying. Was he behind the fence? The yard when we pulled in, that white fence? That's where I think he was.
Making changes. That's not a stupid question. I checked all my plugs. I plugged everything in. That's not a stupid question for sure. I mean, sometimes it's the simple shit. I just switched to a different frequency, if that makes any sense, on my settings, and I think it cleared the issue up. But I appreciate that. Yeah, I definitely checked that. Sometimes the simple shit will get you. But go ahead, James. What you say?
Yeah, I think he could have been behind the fence at that point. Because
behind the fence doing what?
If he was already, she's saying that you're saying he didn't see him. John, I mean, no, he saw John in the car. That's what we were just talking about.
Hold on a minute, James.
Yeah. Well, I'm the new kid.
Everybody singing for James, man.
Oh shit.
Come on, here we go. What else? Oh yeah, here we go. Come on, here we go.
He was in the house. Yeah, that's where he was, Alex. You're right. He was in the house.
James.
But remember,
why would he be behind the fence? When you say stuff like that, you say he's behind the fence. So you're saying he possibly could be behind the fence. Doing what? What was he doing behind the fence? Taking a piss?
Yeah, no. I was thinking something else. That's my fault. Disclaimer.
It's not a big deal, bro. It's not a big deal. I'm trying to flow, man. I'm trying to I mean, at 12:14, let's go slower, bro. I don't want to confuse you. At 12:14, Jen McCabe calls John O to give him direction. They talk for 44 seconds. Do people in the chat think that for that 44 seconds they talked for an address? Do you guys think that that's what it was? And then 4 minutes later, he called her back to clarify the directions when it's only a 5-minute ride. Do you think it was about directions, knowing that right before that happened, Jen McCabe seen the two pit bulls talking about Khmer at 11:58? They seen that whole thing. Do you think that's what they were talking about? Directions, like just a simple conversation like that? And keep in mind, Matty M was on the backup. What did he hear? And keep in mind, Karen was in the car with Jen. So what did she hear? What do you guys think?
They saying no.
John O calls back to ask who's going to be there. Indeed. No, John knew where Brian Albert lived. For sure?
Did he for sure, though? I mean, you would think someone of his caliber would, be in that whole neighborhood trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? Just driving.
That's a good point, Jamie Z. Jamie Z, what up? All I know is he was in the house. Absolutely. I'm just saying, cops know the areas they live in.
Well, that's what I'm saying, man. He would have been known.
That's a good point. Jamie Z with the strong point.
What he said, same shit I just said.
No, it's a woman, Jamie Z. Yeah, she said.
Oh, she said about.
He knows his way around.
Yes, and that's a huge point, because even like
Peace,
us,
Jamie.
J.F.K. will tell you this is something that I know J.F.K. does when he gets to a place he lives, he figures it out. And that's like anywhere you go, you figure. Even us as civilians,
But if they were
figure
asking for
it out.
directions to get to Waterfall, honestly, to get to 34 Fairview from the Waterfall, honestly, it would be as simple as pull out the Waterfall, take a right,
Yup.
take your first left, take a right,
Take a right,
and there
then
you
your
go.
left. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
a
you're right, and then
left,
you're left. I mean, it's that easy. It's really not that hard. So what were they talking about? And
Granted,
he had it, in the Waze app. So what was
right.
the dilemma?
That's what I'm saying. And think about how much shit Higgins said in 22 seconds. So add another 22 on top of that 22.
So at 12:18, he clarifies the directions. At 12:23, he pulls up. So you would say that he was in the car. He just peeled off. You would say he peeled off from the Waterfall at 12:14. So it took him 8 minutes to get there. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yeah, what's that? 8 minutes? It took him 8 minutes to get to 34 Fairview, which is about right. It's only a 5-minute ride, but if you're like talking and you miss one turn and they're arguing, like, let's not go there, John. They're not even your fucking friends,
Well,
dude.
that's what I was saying.
You heard her in the car. She was saying that, like, why do you want to go there? And keep in mind, at 12:23, he pulled up. So when people say that it wasn't on site, let's go back and check and decipher this. This is a point that's been glaring. Shout out to the glare. It's been glaring right out at you. Nagel got there at 12:23. Right? The text for John, are you coming here, came in at 12:20. Nagel said he seen Karen's SUV at 12:23.
Oh.
Right? John got out that car immediately.
He probably jumped out while it was moving, Jay.
He got out and went right to them.
Right to him. It was on site.
It was on site.
When we say that, for anybody who doesn't understand what on site means, it means that when he saw Higgins, he jumped out of the car and they started fighting right away. It was
hold on, context, James. We got to pump him up, James. I appreciate that. We gotta hold on, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but we're gonna pump it up real quick.
Come on, here we go. No. What else?
What else, James? What else? Before we throw that statement out there, I mean, come on, disclaimer. They're playing us in court, James. We gotta be shit. We're important people. You're saying that the fight happened. If it happened right there, then Nagel would have seen them fighting. Right. They didn't fight for 30 seconds. So you can't say that. You can't say that. You know what I mean? Like, we got to think things through, bro. The timeline's right there in your face. You got to think things through before you say it. And I mean that, and I'm not, be clear, I'm not coming at James. I love James. That's my brother. It's not even a big deal. I get it. I totally believe we go back and forth with this, that it could have happened in front of the house, but according to the timeline, it really couldn't have. It couldn't have happened without anybody seeing it. So that means Nagel's lying, and he did see it, and that means his ex-girlfriend's lying, and his friend's lying. Everybody's lying. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know if I could deal with that, but it's possible.
What? It's being on site? The fight being on site?
I think it was on site, but they went in the house 100%. It wasn't what everybody's saying. Like there's this. Let me calm the fuck down.
Yeah, because man, I don't.
There's this. But no, what do you mean you don't listen? There's no way first off the bat, you got to go on the evidence. There's no way Karen pulled off and started screaming at him and yelling at him and never mentioned, "Oh, you're fighting with these people. I told you not to fight." That would have been the first thing she said.
Yeah.
She didn't say anything about a fight, so there was no fight. Right? True. That's number one. Number two, Nagel said, "I drove past and I didn't see John in the car." So which means is John was in the house.
Plus, Karen said she saw him go through the threshold.
That's what she says. I mean, I think, honestly, Karen, if you're watching, I think maybe the lawyers might have put that in your head to say that. I mean, I hate to say it like that. I'm not. I think it's kind of like. I don't want to say they told you to lie, but I mean, I guess that's what I'm kind of saying. So let me disclaim that. I don't know who put that in your head or why you said that, because Jen McCabe said you called up and didn't remember anything. So that's where I'm confused. And be clear, disclaimer, I'm not saying the lawyers told her to lie. I'm just saying maybe her memory came back and that's what she remembers. And that's the biggest mystery of what happened. Did she see him go in the house, or she didn't see him go in the house? And that's where the sound bites come in. And that's when this whole shit starts unraveling, is because of that right there. But when you look at Jen McCabe's testimony, she said she called her and said she didn't remember anything. Now, do we believe Jen or do we believe Karen? You know, and the reason why I say that, let me be clear. The reason why I say that is because if Karen's lying, and I mean, excuse me, if Jen is lying about Karen telling her she wanted to go back to the waterfall because that's the last thing she remembered, and Karen's telling the truth, then to me it would make more sense that Karen really didn't remember anything, because it would be easy to put things in her head. What if he got hit by a plow? What if this happened? What if that? Let me hang up with you and let me call, because keep in mind, she testified that let me hang up with you and let me call Julie. We're going to get to that. So if Karen's saying straight up, yo, I seen her go in the house. I seen him go in the house. He was with you. Why would Jen hang up with her and call Julie? So that's a lie? I don't know if that's a lie, because Julie got to come somewhere in the mix, because keep in mind, Julie popped up at 8 a.m. And keep in mind, she did call Julie by the evidence. We got to go by the evidence here. She did call Julie at 4 right after she talked to Karen. So to put it on Karen, Karen would have to have a foggy memory, right? Now, I'm not saying Karen didn't get her memory back 4 months later as she starts piecing this all together, because keep in mind, Scanlon comes into effect, and Scanlon goes, hey, listen, and the 3 days later, Scanlon's like, hey, you didn't hit him, Karen. That didn't happen. He got beat up. So now she's putting things together. And then maybe when she thought about it, I see them walk in the house. But I think in that moment in time, maybe she didn't. In that moment in time, be clear, disclaimer. In that moment in time, I don't know if she remembered. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's just when I stop where I'm at right now with it.
That's fine, man. I mean, she's gonna have to answer to all these. We saw Hank throw that reference out in court the other day. He's the sound bites. He said it exactly. I mean, you played the clip, Jay. So she's gonna have to answer to all those sound bites. But the other thing too is, we always say about the bar scene. The only problem with that, like we said, everyone said there was no problem.
I think that, and listen, Llewellyn, I'm right there with you. I think in that moment in time, in that space in time, I'm not saying she didn't listen, I've been blacked out. I've been blacked out. Yeah. And then, James will tell me, Randy, man, you don't remember? You hit the dude with a baseball bat. Nah, man, I don't remember. Then you sleep for a couple days, you wake up, and you're like, dude, did we steal an IROC that night?
No, it was a Mustang.
No, well, I knew we stole something, because I remember pulling the window. But you know what I mean? Like it comes back to you. But I think in that moment in time, that's how they set her up, because she was choppy. And is that hard to believe, though? I would believe that more than I would believe that she was like, nah, I dropped them off there. I seen them go in the house. I want answers. Come on, Jen, let's go back there and wake them up. Because I think that's what knowing Karen, or what we know who Karen is now, she's a strong person, right, Karen? If Karen would have seen her 120% at that moment, seeing John at that moment in time walk in that house, I think she would have said, come on, Jen, let's go back over there and see where he is, because I seen him go in that house. I think when she woke up, man, whatever hit her, man, I don't know what, and I said this before, one of the first videos I ever did. I don't know what type of medication she's on, or maybe
kickback for that. You get
I get pushback from that, because we don't know if she's on any type of medication to make you black out. You know what I mean? And I'm not listen, disclaimer. Listen, I'm not saying I'm not saying medication is bad. I'm just saying if you drink with medication, it could hit you. Make you dizzy, make you puke. I mean, it could do a lot of things.
Just make you pass out and you can't control it.
Let's talk to him, James. Tell him one more time. I'm gonna blow you up, bro.
Make you pass out and you cannot control it. You just fall asleep. It's like unplugging you, basically. You drop. You better hope there's.
I think James Jackson's on the stand, people. Let's give him some more. He's on the stand, people.
Here we go.
Here we go. James is back.
Yo, you better hope there's fucking bed next to you.
Yeah. Come on, sunshine.
Well, I'm the new kid.
Word. We got James Jackson back. It took him a while.
I had to get that ghost energy in me.
Yeah, we got a late flight tonight, James, for sure.
Yeah, we do. I got a funeral in the morning. Rest in peace to another.
Talk to the people, man.
Yeah, funeral tomorrow morning. Really a childhood friend of mine, which we called each other cousin growing up. It's just sad, man. You know, as we get older, we don't check on ourselves and go to the doctors, and you know, we procrastinate. We don't think our health is important, and we don't get checked for these things. And it was something as serious as I forget exactly the term, but it was like an artery, or he had like his artery exploded or something like that. But it's just sad, man. And, you know, young guy, he was like probably 48. He has a young son. It's very sad, man. It's really sad. So it's gonna be a sad morning tomorrow. So prayers to Mike McCaskill. R.I.P. for sure.
R.I.P. Mac.
R.I.P. Mac for sure.
R.I.P. Mac, man. Horrible, man. He was a fan of what we do, and I really didn't know dude like that, but he was on my Facebook, and you know, we chatted here and there, and it's just terrible. Young dude, horrible. R.I.P. Mike. Very, very tough situation.
Yeah.
Prayers to Mikey Mac, man.
Appreciate that, chat.
So, what's the story of you guys' podcast being brought up in court? Well, we don't even know.
Yeah. I got this sound clip. Let me see if you guys can hear this. Someone sent me this earlier. Should be able to hear it. Can you hear that, Jay?
Sorry. Yes. Directing your attention to December 9th. Were you on a podcast? Yes. And what was this podcast?
Hold on a minute.
What else? Yeah. Here we go. Come on. Here we go. Pump it up. Yeah. Well, I'm the new kid.
Woo! Fuckery Donuts is officially open.
What was the date, counsel? I apologize. Okay. What had happened at the pool party, my son saving her kids from drowning 3 times, her drinking, like just my perspective.
Who's that?
What had happened.
Who's that talking? Is that Mary talking?
Sounds like.
Is that fair to say? It was, as far as you know, was this podcast made available for public to hear? Yes. And soon after this was made public, what if anything I received from 8 blocked phone numbers starting at 12:09 a.m. to 12:11 a.m. Get help. And after this phone call, did you stop on rational interview? Yes. Directing your attention to the
Mary being crossed by. Oh wow! So Mary So Lindsay was pro se?
What
She
is
acted
it?
as her own lawyer?
Yeah, I think Mary did. Yeah.
No.
No,
Lindsay did.
Lindsay did. Yes. This is
What had happened at the pool party that my son.
So that's Lindsay asking her questions. That's crazy.
Yeah, so the they said the JFK podcast. So
No, I don't care. I don't really care about that. I don't care about that.
No, it's sad, man, if you think about it, because we don't want like that shit to happen. This woman saying she got threats to her kids, and now her kids are getting picked on at school, I guess. All types of shit, man, was said. But who knows if any of it's true? If it is, that's not. I feel, I kind of feel bad. That's not cool.
I'm gonna be real with you. When I first initially heard it, I didn't really believe any of it.
No, I didn't either. And you actually, that's what you said. You said it right to her. Like, come on. We were actually joking. Like Mikey Phelps had to jump in and put his floaties on because we were talking about Matt Phelps that night.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. He said Mikey had to jump in with his floaties. And the funny part, too, was in court, she said she stopped and got the kid floaties. So, like, it was the same wordplay we used, the floaties.
Well, she had to because she heard that if she heard the Fed's got us tapped or something, bro. But that's another story.
Yeah.
But
you got your phone tapped. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that I wonder if that's what TB was talking. No, he said we were played on. It must be the same recording.
No, he said we were brought up in his case too.
Wow. Oh yes, I see.
He probably was brought up from the restraining order.
Yeah. Well, good for him, man. He won that case, so that's dropped. You don't gotta hear about that shit no more. But this one here, I guess, is between what, Mary and her? That's what she was there for? Mary got restraining order on her?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Wow, that's crazy.
Yo.
Yeah, I can hear you, Jay. So that's two times, huh? That would be nuts if they're like, they definitely know it was Higgins that called in, or he admits to it later on.
Say something, James. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what was that?
Log out and come back.
Levy's office has extensively investigated that case. He would not confirm that because no charges have been brought to date.
We've never publicly discussed whether or not we're doing an investigation related to Karen Reed, and I'm not going to take questions on that.
It can't stop how wonder.
We're doing an investigation. Never publicly discussed whether or not we're doing an investigation related to Karen Reed, and I'm not going to.
He's not going to discuss it.
Take questions on that.
It can't stop how wonder.
That's wild, man. So this right here, if we look at this, right? So at 12:14, 44 seconds, they talk. 12:18, 36 seconds, all for directions for a 5-minute car ride. 12:23, Karen Reed SUV arrives at 34 Fairview. We know that because Nagel arrives at 34 Fairview. At 12:27, JM sees SUV and texts John O here. Now keep in mind how she says here. It's in quotation marks with an explanation point and a question mark. She notices the SUV at 12:27. James.
Yes.
Yes.
That better?
Yeah, it's better. We
Yeah,
got this
sounds-
bad. Things are acting funny, man. I'm trying to troubleshoot. I'm
Yeah,
trying
no,
to
it
fix the
sounds- it
turbulence at the
sounds
same
better.
time. Sounds
Yeah,
a
I
little
get
better.
it. Yeah, it sounds better.
So keep in mind, let me run it back for James. 12:14, Jen McCabe's called John O to give him the directions for a 5-minute car ride. 12:18, 4 minutes later, John's like, listen, he calls her back to clarify. Keep in mind, John O text Jen McCabe, right, Matty M? He didn't call Jen McCabe. He texted Jen McCabe. Why did Jen McCabe call him back? Right,
Yeah.
James? Right, 12:23. Karen Reed's SUV arrives at 34 Fairview. Ryan Nagel arrives at 34 Fairview. We know that because of that, right? Okay. At 3 minutes before that, keep in mind who put the text in. Our boy Kevin from South Boston, right, Kev? You put the text in. You come in here. Now let's look at the timeline, Kevin from South Boston. At 12:27, JM sees the SUV and texts John O here. And she notices the SUV because she's looking out the window. But keep in mind how she texts here, man. Quotation marks, question mark, explanation point. Kind of as if she's saying, "You're really here? You really came?"
She's like shocked that he's there, bro.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
12:31, JM texts. Now, no, 12:29 and 44 seconds. 2 minutes later, J.O. received and answered a call. John O'Keefe received and answered a call at 12:29. Right? But Jen McCabe, there goes that noise again.
There goes that noise. Let me see something.
What are you touching right now? Because whatever you're touching, it's making the same. It's like a wire. Maybe it's one of your wires.
It's no wire connected to it.
Oh no, you're not touching nothing?
No, I ain't touching nothing. For free.
That's crazy. You hear that? That shit is crazy, bro. Let's say hi to Higgins.
I know, it's wild.
Sounds like he's eating chips, man. He's on the stream with us, bro.
Yo, you can't
Sounds like
get better tap than that.
Oh man. So bugged out, bro.
No wonder why people ain't getting hemmed up on phones no more. They know
Nah, it's not the phone, man.
Hold on, Jay. I'm gonna let me do something.
See, it's gone when he's gone. I think it's something to do with James. Right? So J.O. received and answered the call at 12:29. Right? Jennifer McCabe said that never happened. But that's bullshit. Because they say he answered it. Not like is everything that came back from Celebrate wrong? Like everything? Like everything is wrong? Come on, Chad. Come on. So now, bam. 12:31, JM texts John O, pull behind me at 12:31. She's looking out the window. That's the last time she's seen the truck. So now, allegedly, she walks back into the party and she does her 1-2 step, right? She's hanging with the kids. She's doing whatever. Now, keep in mind, that's at 12:31. She comes back out at 12:40. And keep in mind, if you see JM text John O, hello, SUV moved and she's looking out the window. But from 12:31 to 12:40, that's 9 minutes. That's 9 minutes.
Yo, if you can't hear me now, Jay, that's not me. I'm telling you, because now I just changed over to my new phone.
Yeah, I can hear you. I always could hear you, bro. It's just there's some feedback.
No, I know the crackling. If the crackling comes back, I don't know. You guys are gonna have to snap, crackle, and pop to the sound.
I think we're all right.
I think
there's always some feedback on your end though. I don't know what it is. I don't know. There's like this little feedback. I don't know what it is. So keep this in mind. 12:31, she texts John O, pull behind me. The SUV moved. She's looking out the window. She doesn't go back to the window until 12:40, 9 minutes later. And she's looking out the window and she texts John O, hello. The question is, people, what SUV did she see? Or is that all a lie?
Or did she see someone else that used to live there? Are we talking about with Jen looking out and seeing? Because I wasn't here.
So, Starla, you're going to say those texts were set up to make things look a certain way. So, if the fight happened, he gets out the truck at 12:23. Well, he gets out the truck, right? He arrives there. Karen's there at 12:23. So, he must have been there. John must have got there between.
No, go ahead, Jay. I'm sorry. I was answering. I shouldn't have.
So he got there, say 12:18, 12:19. He got there. So you mean to tell me by 12:31 this chick is already by 12:40 this chick is already coming up with plans to hide his body? Coming up with plans for text messages? I don't know about that. I mean, come on, like that's I think that's giving Jen McKay way
Yeah,
too
you're
much
giving her
credit.
way too much credit.
There's got to be a lie. There's got to be a fumble somewhere.
That's what I'm saying, man. It has to be. And it's like there was. How's
Well,
long
look,
to
there it
find
goes. Now,
it?
look, let's jump where the setup goes. So 12:40, she looks out the window and she sees an SUV. She see it move, but can we all agree it wasn't Karen's SUV?
Right.
We can all agree it wasn't Karen's SUV, right, people?
And why, Jay? Why can we agree on that?
Because 9 minutes went by and another SUV probably took the corner, parked right where the flagpole was at. Someone who's familiar with the house, someone that was in the truck coming back from New York, someone that was mentioned in a phone call who's going to be there tonight.
Yep.
Brian who? Is your brother Kevin going to be there?
Yep.
He was asked, Kevin's a cop. Where's Kevin going to park? Is Kevin going to come through the front door? Why come through the front door if they're all in the basement? If they're all in the basement, why come through the front door?
He's going right in that
Just
side
open up
door,
the gates.
Yeah, in the gates.
Now,
right there.
if she looks out the window and she sees an SUV with the tail lights on and the lights on, it's probably Kevin, because Kevin's not going to shut off a state vehicle, is he? Why would he? He doesn't going to pay for gas.
All black SUVs at nighttime to Jen look the same. I mean, it's a dark. It's not black.
And she's drunk.
And she's drunk. And it's raining, man. She's dancing in there, getting her groove on. You know,
No,
butt
I didn't
down.
I didn't see the Dream Feed Media video. I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
I'm going on this right here. So 12:40, she sees an SUV move. 12:41, John O missed call from JM. 12:41 again, a missed call from JM. Now this is where you got to ask yourself the question: if she was looking for his phone for these text messages right here, people, the text messages between 12:41 to 12:41, she made two back-to-back that she deleted. Why would she text him at 12:42, where are you? And she's still looking out the window, right? Why would she text in between that? Like, so she knows, like, keep in mind, she knows now she already knows what happened. John's dying, he's bleeding. She knows, let me text him, and then, let me call him, and then let me text in the middle of it. Like, I don't know. Now, this is what I think happened. Now, look, she's looking out the window at 12:40. She sees the SUV move. Now she calls John, and she's looking out the window. John's not picking up the phone. 12:41, not picking up the phone because John's in the basement and he's fighting with them, and they're downstairs. The gorillas saying, grab his phone. That must be Karen calling him. 12:42, a minute later, she walks down the stairs. She texts John, where are you? At 12:43, she calls him again. Right? Then at 12:45, she calls him, she texts him, hello. Right? So between 12:43 and 12:45, she says she looked out the window, she's seen the SUV drive away. I think at that particular time, right, that when she sees the SUV drive away at 12:45, when she texts us hello, she went down the stairs, right? And she calls him again. The phone's ringing. It might have went to voicemail. And then 12:47, she's downstairs. She's in the basement. She's not supposed to be in the basement, right? It's the dungeon, right, James?
Yes, they're done. No women allowed.
No woman allowed. So now she's down there. She sees what happened. They're like, hey, where's his phone at? I can hear it ringing. Call that shit again.
Yep.
And then she calls him again at 12:47. She calls him again at 12:50. Because 12:47 and 12:50 was a 3-minute. It was a 3-minute thing. So was that the one when they were looking for his phone from 12:47 to 12:50? That 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And at 12:46 is when she went downstairs and the phone was ringing and she's like, "What the fuck? Oh my God, what's going on? What did you do? What, John? You all right, John? We got to go upstairs. Go upstairs. Tell everybody they got to go. Tell everybody they got to get the fuck out of here. All right, kids, party's over. Everybody got to go. You ain't got to leave, but you got to get. Is that what happened, Big Bad Brian A? Is that what happened, Higgins? Everybody cleared house. They didn't know what they were leaving for. They thought they were getting reprimanded. They thought they were in high school. They just left.
They thought they were good. They thought they could party all night long.
They had to go because 15 minutes later, she peels out of there.
Yeah.
Higgins leaves, and then what? They leave out of there at 1:30. So Nagel stays. Party's over. So 1:30. So right after that, they tell him the party's over. The mood changed. Everything's eerie. They don't know exactly what's going on. They're trying to keep everybody calm. And that's when, I think at 12:46, she calls 12:47, and the 12:50 phone call would be the one when she's looking for his phone. I don't know if all of them was one when she was looking for his phone. Because keep in mind, she's looking out the window and she's confused and she's saying, Karen's outside. Karen's outside. And Kevin doesn't even realize that she's thinking that his SUV is Karen's SUV. So they're like, call the phone. Say something to Karen. And she looks and she's like, them are my text messages. That was me calling. And she's outside. And then they get it together. They look out the window and she goes, look, she's out there. And then that's when Kevin says, nah, Jen, that's my SUV.
Calm the fuck down, Jen.
Calm the fuck down. Something along them lines. Did she walk downstairs and walk in that basement? Because we would be giving her way too much credit if we would think that it happened in a snap and she's like, oh, let me get an alibi real quick. I don't know.
I mean, to segue back with the lawyer shit we saw earlier with how.
Why do we think Kevin was there yet? Shock and horror. Well, Jen McCabe, because look, she says that at 12:31 she texts John, pull behind me. She see the SUV move. Then she doesn't go back to the window till 12:40, and she's seen and the SUV moved again. But guess what? It couldn't have been her SUV in that 9-minute span because Karen was already walking through the door of One Metals Ave.
Yeah, she was connected to the Wi-Fi.
So whose SUV was it? 9 minutes?
Yep.
Who was on his way over there?
Cleanup.
I don't even think. I think shit just jumped off, and he was on his way over there anyway, just to go over there.
He was working that night, so he was probably just driving around. Oh, let me go over there. They're having a party. Let me stop in for.
Let me stop by.
Yeah, because these guys, they probably have a shot or two on the job, go back out, and then pull someone over for drinking and driving. Shit's crazy.
Wild style, right?
Yeah. You notice too, Higgins and Brian A were the only two that had the lawyers that's, really stepped up and said something. I guess, well, now they all got lawyers, right? They all lawyered up.
Colin got a lawyer too.
Yeah. There was also a Nissan Altima. I don't know about that.
A Nissan Altima, where?
Yeah, that's just someone in the chat said.
A Nissan Altima.
And a white a white Cherokee that belongs to Caitlin.
Yeah, but that was if that was anywhere, that was in the driveway.
That driveway too. That driveway can fit probably, I would say, like 4 or 5 cars, easy.
Easy. That's easy money, dude, right there. Shit me.
So what's the conclusion now, Jay? You think?
No, we're talking about the witnesses. These are all witnesses. I'm about to pull some more witnesses up.
Or phone calls that you received from Caitlin. Was there any sort of reason that was discussed as far as picking her up and bringing her to Easton before you went off to Plow?
Can you repeat that?
From your discussions with Caitlin, what was the reason that you went back to 34 Fairview to pick her up and bring her home?
Objection.
I'll allow it. Why'd you do that?
Well, she's high maintenance. I didn't really want to have to deal with it.
She wanted to come home, is that correct?
Yes.
And did she say why she wanted to come home?
Objection. I want to get snowed in.
I'll allow it.
Now, you've testified before that as you were driving around that night, you were cautious and your hands were attentive to. Is that right?
Absolutely.
So as you're driving past your girlfriend's parents' house, was there any reason, excuse me, was there any reason for you to direct your attention to the front lawn area of their home?
Absolutely not.
Thank you, Rose.
Okay, you are all set.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
The next witness, Mr. Lally.
Thank you.
Yes,
What
Your Honor,
the
the
doc-
Commonwealth to call Ms. Sarah Levenson to the stand.
He was probably the fastest witness testified. Trying to find it.
Listen to her. This right here. Sarah, she left at 1:30. She was in the car with Jen McCabe talking about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Grown ass woman. People say, well, why didn't she crack? Why didn't she crack? They didn't talk to her for 9 months.
Just need you to scoot up and pull down that microphone. You talk really loud into it. Thank you.
Whenever you're ready, Mr. Lally.
Thank you. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Could you please state your name and spell your last name for the record?
Sarah Levenson, Levinson.
And where do you live, ma'am?
Canton,
How long have you lived in Canton?
my whole life.
And who, if anyone, do you live in Canton with?
My parents.
Now, do you work, ma'am?
Yes,
What do you do for it?
I'm a registered nurse.
And how long have you been a registered nurse?
3 years.
Now, ma'am, if I could turn your attention to the evening of January 28, 2022 into the early morning of the 29th. Do you recall those days?
Yes.
Of
course she
Days
does.
of the week?
Friday was the 28th, Saturday the 29th.
And as far as that evening of the 28th, what, if any, plans did you have for that evening?
Does this girl look like she's telling the truth, man? Let's be real. Look at her, man. There's no way. This girl is stressed.
My plans were to go to my friend Brian's house for his birthday celebration.
Really? How many Clonopins you take today?
No pictures.
Correct.
He didn't take any pictures, I'll tell you that.
For his birthday?
Oh, they took pictures before everybody got there.
23.
And how long or how did you know Brian Albert Jr. at that time?
We met in high school. He's the grade below me. So I would say now it's been about 10 years. So about 8.
And that his house, as far as 34 Fairview Road, had you been there before?
Yes.
Plenty of times, is that?
Yes.
And on that particular evening, how was it that you came to be there? How did you get there?
My friend Julie's father drove us.
And your friend Julie, is that Julie Nagel?
Correct.
And yourself and Julie Nagel, how long have you known each other?
Middle school, so a little bit longer than how long I've known Brian for.
And you and Miss Nagel, were you in the same grade together?
Yes.
And so her father drives you from your house, picks you up at some point, and brings you over to 34th Fifth.
Correct.
Do you know about what time it was that you arrived at 34th Fifth?
Between 7 and 8 p.m.
When you arrive, who, if anyone, was in the house at Fairview when you got there?
It was Brian Jr., Nicole Albert, Caitlin Albert, and Julie Albert.
Yep.
And what was, as far as your understanding, what was sort of the plan for that particular evening?
What was the plan?
We were all going to meet at Brian's house. His family was going to go out, his mom, aunt, and sister. And then we were kind of going to go from there, whether we were going to go out or stay home. It was up in the air.
You look like you always want to go out.
When you arrived there, so at some point did his mother, Nicole Albert, his aunt and his sister leave the house?
Correct.
How long a period of time was it from the time that you and Julie arrived to the time that Brian's mother, aunt, and sister left?
15 to 25 minutes, I would say.
And did you have any idea where they were going?
No.
Now, as far as during that time after they left, what was it? Do you recall sort of where in the house you were hanging out, or what you were doing?
We were in the family room and in the kitchen as well.
Of course you was.
In the kitchen area within the Albert house at 34 Fairview, were you familiar with that?
Yes.
And the kitchen and the dining room, are those sort of the same room, is that correct?
Correct.
In the family room that you're talking about, well, let me ask you this. Sort of, with respect to 34 Fairview, there are basically two front doors.
So, Mr. Lally, I think we can move on from the general description of the house, please.
One last
Even
question.
Bev wants her the fuck out.
So the family room that you're talking about, where is that in relation to the kitchen dining?
If you're looking at the house, it's to the right.
Now, what is it that at some point in time did other people join you and Julie and Brian Jr. at the house?
Between 8 and 9 o'clock.
And who was it that came over between 8 and 9?
Courtney Alba, Catherine Duty, Emily Fabiano, and Mary Kent.
I'm going to ask you to spell all of those last names for us, if you would, please.
So Courtney Alba, A-L-B-A. Catherine Duty, it's K-A-T-H-R-Y-N-D-O-O-D-Y. Emily Fabiano, the last name F-A-B-I-A-N-O, I believe it might be 1B. And then Mary Kent, K-E-N-T.
Thank you.
Pretty basic, huh?
With respect to Ms. Alba, Ms. Duty, Ms. Fabiano, and Ms. Kent, how did you know them?
I knew Catherine and Emily since elementary school. Mary and Courtney I had known since high school. Courtney I was more of an acquaintance with because she was friends with Brian.
So she was more friends with your friend than you had sort of a mutual friend, is that correct?
Correct.
Now, during the time that you were at the house on Fairview, you mentioned earlier you were in sort of the family room area. Where else did you go within the house?
Just the family room, the kitchen / dining room, and then the bathroom.
I'm
off
sorry,
the
this girl's
kitchen.
so boring, but it's important to watch this chick.
Just so I'm clear as far as what I'm asking, when I'm saying you sort of in the plural. So you, in addition to all the other people that you just mentioned, was there any other area of the house that
I say so. She's on some heavy medicine.
Brian took either Mary or Catherine. I don't remember which one, upstairs at one point to see their family dog.
Oh, wow. Isn't
May I
that
ask you to
special?
keep your voice up if you would, please? Thank
Sorry.
And about how long
I'll
period
allow
was
it.
it upstairs seeing the family?
No more than 5-10 minutes.
And so what was it that the group of you were doing at the house over the course of this evening?
So we were celebrating Brian's birthday. They had gotten calzones. We were eating and then we were drinking.
Oh, wow. Fucking
And
party
in general, how do you
time.
recall,
What do you get? The chicken palm, the steak and cheese?
Like spiked seltzers. I know Brian was most likely drinking White Claw because that's really all he drinks.
So
I
you remember all that?
one of the other girls bringing Trulies. I'm not sure about the other people, but around that type of stuff.
That stuff, yeah.
Do you know how much each of the people sort of had to drink while they
Because
were there?
Natty is dug it up.
I'm not completely sure. No one was tipping over.
Really?
No shit.
Fair to say that whatever people had, it was sort of commensurate with each other. Is that correct?
Correct.
Now, at some point, over the course of the evening, so you're eating, you're drinking, was there like music going or anything like that?
Yes, music.
And if you recall, like sort of how was the music being played?
Through a Bluetooth speaker.
Sarah, you gotta smile, baby. You gotta smile, Sarah.
She looks like she's seen some shit.
Sarah, girl, we're here for you, J.F.K, James Jackson. We're zoning in on you.
Just you.
We already zoned in on Jen. We got Kevin from South Boston calling. But Sarah, it's you, girl. 9 months they didn't talk to you, right, Sarah? You thought you got away. Big bad Brian A. and his son told you don't worry about it. They're never going to call you. Don't worry about it. You went on with your life. You seen it all in the news. You were there. You wanted to say something. Did you say something to Scanlon, daughter, who's the same age as you? Did you say something at the beginning of all this? For 9 months, you had plenty of practice, didn't you, Sarah? Not to say anything. Plenty of practice.
It's a long time, 9 months to not be interviewed.
9 months, Sarah. That's a lot of repetition right there.
Yeah.
You learn how to be quiet. You learn how to just be cool. And then it's a catch-22, isn't it, Sarah? Because now, if you say something after 9 months, does that get you in trouble, Sarah? If you say something after 9 months and you said that you witnessed something, are you in trouble?
Is that why they heavily medicated her on purpose? Because they were afraid of her saying something, Jay?
There's a
No,
rumor,
man.
Sarah, that big bad Brian A. was sitting in the hospital parking lot while you was at work. Oh, man, Sarah. You gotta smile. You gotta smile, Sarah.
Through all the pain.
You know, we got 600 people up in there. I think it's only right that we take them. We slow it down a little bit. And, Sarah, we want to talk to you a little bit more. Indeed, we definitely do. Someone told us long ago, Sarah. They told us about you. But Sarah, you just gotta smile for us. Smile for me now. Don't be so sad. We know you've seen some shit. You've seen John in the house. Now it's your time to smile, Sarah.
Smile.
With a woman's eyes,
Sarah, think about it.
I can feel you watching in the night. All alone with me, we're waiting for the sunlight. When I feel cold, you warm me. And when I feel I can't go on, you come and hold me. It's you and me forever. Sarah, smile
For me.
Oh, won't you smile for me, Sarah? If you feel like leaving, you know you can go. But why don't you stay until tomorrow? If you wanna be free, you know, all you got to do is say so. And when you feel cold, I'll warm you. And when you feel you can't go on, I'll come and hold you. It's you and me forever. Sarah, smile. Oh, won't you smile a while for me, Sarah? Sarah, smile. Oh, won't you smile a while, Sarah? Oh, won't you smile a while for me, Sarah? Oh, smile a while.
We're now at 39,000 feet. Sarah, you got to smile. See, Sarah, the J.F.K. show, we don't fuck around. We know what you did, Sarah. It was real funky, right? Jen went down into that dungeon, didn't she? They were all frantic. They went down there and got misinformation because Jen was saying, Karen's outside. And they're like, fuck, I just heard the phone ringing. Jen calls the phone again. They find the phone. That was me, guys. It wasn't even Karen. They go upstairs to look out the window to see if it was Karen. And it wasn't Karen. Kevin. Sarah, you were sitting right there and you seen that, huh? Was you smiling then? Everything got real weird, huh? Big bulldog named Kevin from South Boston was there. Then another, ironically, his friend Kevin was there. His other friend Kevin. Wow. Used to live in the house. Did he run upstairs to use the bathroom to wash his hands?
Did he bump you out of the way? Did he bump into you?
Real weird. Don't worry, guys. We're going to take you home. We just got to do something because that was at 12:40, 12:52 or something like that, right? You guys didn't leave till 1:30 because they had to figure shit out. And during from 12:50 to 1:30, everything was weird, huh? Big bad Brian A was coming upstairs with a weird smile on his face. Everything's okay, guys. Don't worry. Happy birthday. Why didn't they ever pull out the cake, Sarah? Why didn't they ever you seen the cake in the refrigerator? Where'd you get it? Did you get a Carvel cake? Fucking ice cream cake? Was it a Bovis cake? Did you go down to what's the bakery in Canton? Scott McGinnis, Dennis Sweeney. What's the bakery in Canton? Let me know. Did they go to that bakery to get the cake? You seen the cake in the fridge. It was a surprise. Was there another fridge in the house where they kept their meat? Is that where the cake was? And now you wondering, Sarah, why didn't they ever bring the cake up? Why did everything go from happy to dark, Sarah? Oh, Sarah. Smile. Smile, because you got an angel that's over your shoulder. Or is he? You're connected together because it's you and me forever. Sarah,
Smile.
you and John are connected. You and John are connected forever, Sarah. Sarah, smile. Are you watching, Sarah? Kevin from South Boston. How am I doing? Am I doing all right? Kevin, you want to call me back? Mock ST, lowercase. How does he say it, James?
For a reason. Lowercase for a reason.
For a fucking reason.
Smile, Sarah. And you know, I bet you Sarah sees some shit over there, Jake. This type of shit happens every day at the Albert household. That's a question. Those kids are probably traumatized. She looks traumatized on that stand, man. Nick Rocco in the chat. Nick, that was hilarious. The other day I was watching the Court TV. You got that Plevlin in. That was so funny, man. I was showing someone that this morning.
Sarah, you smiling yet, Sarah? We got Nick Rocco in the chat, the Italian stallion. You smiling for him? When he said Plevlin, did you smile, Sarah?
Did you laugh, Sarah? Did you think it was funny?
Sarah, look at our girl's face staring at you, Sarah. See, it all comes down to the witnesses, Sarah. You didn't get, for 9 months, Plevlin, they didn't get interviewed. So how could they not become unglued? Is that what you were asking? How didn't any of them break? Well, they had 9 months of practice.
9 months of training. You know what that can do for somebody?
9 months, Plevlin.
Wow.
Think about it, Plev. What did Nick Rocco call you? He called you Plev? Did he call you Plev?
Did he call you Plev? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, man.
Nick Rocco called you Plevlin on Court TV, Plev. You fucking made it. Did you go, after you was on Court TV with Nick, did you go down to the bar and tell people to, hey, do you got a DVR here? Can you go back? Do you got the Court TV app? Let's watch me. Look at me. Did you drink beer? See, you're the same guy who told Nurse Kim to slit her wrist. Isn't that right? Yes. Recently. Isn't that right, Nurse Kim? Is we got Uncle Frank in the chat, that crew?
That is crazy, bro.
He told her to slit, you know, and you would say something like that, right, Plevlin? Why? Why do you let these people bother you? Why are you so bothered?
Yeah, why is it?
If you got cancer, because it's over people saying you don't have cancer. Listen, Plevlin, whether you have cancer or you don't have cancer, that's for you to deal with. Why do you care what anybody says about you, my man? Think about it.
That's between
When
you
you
and
talk,
God, Plevlin.
yeah, it's between you and God. And then you talk about grifting, you ain't telling the truth either, because Sarah, she hasn't been smiling lately, Plev.
No.
Sarah hasn't been smiling, Plevlin. Nick Rocco, man, he's brushing his hair right now. Nicky! Did you go to Bova's to get the cake, Big Bad Brian A?
Oh,
Was Nick behind the counter?
Oh, shit, man. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit, we got talk time with Amy. Shout out to our mods. Amy's in the house. What up, Amy from Boston, our girl? Speaking of cancer, she's got a fight ahead of her. I'm a colon cancer survivor. It's not a joke. I know them 3 words. You got cancer. It shakes your whole fucking world up. And nothing but love to Amy. You got this. I know you're going through it right now. Scans and getting staged. And, you know, and the thing is, people don't give a fuck, right? You know, some people do, some people don't. And it's like you're trapped in this universe, in this world. And the question is like, why me? And, you know, is this the end? And what ifs? And I don't know, you know, self-pity kicks. I don't know if the right word, self-pity, maybe self-awareness. Like, it just, everything just flashes in your eyes. Oh, that wasn't good. I just heard about 5 gunshots. That's not good. Did you hear that?
Nah, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. That's not
those,
good. That's not good. That's ATL shit right there. That's not good. That's not good. Yep. You hear that type of shit every day out here. But yeah. Sheesh. Wow. You didn't hear that?
Nah.
Pow, 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 pow. God damn. That shit was close as hell, too. Sheesh. Anyway. Back to the show. Show must go on. Gunshots and all.
All right.
Was that you?
Shit.
Oh, man. But yeah, man.
Yeah. Definitely prayers for Amy, man. I remember when, you know, you went through that, Jay. It's scary. Especially watching your friends, you know, have to go through it, and then you have children involved. It just sucks, man. So, but to be bothered online by it, and for Plevlin to go that far and tell someone to slit their wrists is just wild, man. Like, you're supposed to be held at a higher standard. You're on court TV, Plevlin. Why are you letting this shit bother you? You're a grown man. You're supposed to elevate as you grow. You're not supposed to go backwards and act like a shitbag as you get older. The older you get, you want to be a piece of shit as you get older. Nah, you want to continue to grow in your life. I mean, I do anyway. I don't know, Plevlin. We are different, so I'll hit that with a disclaimer. But that's just my advice. I mean, like J.F.K. would say, it's not gonna age well. Definitely, that comment ain't gonna age well. Just like the one with where he told that woman to, you know, shut the F up. And what was it? Oh, reality check. Fuck you. What did he say, Jay? I know there's kids listening and mothers listening. Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
The Plev.
I mean, you would have to be more specific.
Okay, so I'm not talking about like every minute on the minute,
Mhm.
but during those 6 hours, you saw people come and you saw people leave, correct?
Yes.
But you were not standing guard at the door to take note of everyone who was entering or leaving or the times that they were entering or leaving, correct?
Correct.
You were not, keeping a log, for instance, of when somebody came in or when somebody left.
No.
And when you got there around 8 a.m., you came with your good friend Julie Nagel, correct?
Yes.
Julie's father dropped you off there.
Dear Dr. Ng, my missing teeth isolated me from the world. I trusted Clear Choice, and you gave me back my smile and my confidence in one day. Thank you.
You're welcome. You deserve it.
Get the smile you want from the number.
Are you all right, Jay?
Albert, Julie Albert, Caitlin Albert, and Brian Albert Jr. when you arrived, right?
Correct.
Then Julie Albert, Caitlin Albert, and Nicole Albert left, right?
Yes.
But then 4 other friends of Brian Jr. arrived, right?
Yes.
And you would name them when Mr. Lally was asking you questions before the break, right?
Yes, correct.
So with those 4 friends, with you and Julie and Brian Jr., that meant that
I'm
at
good,
that
James.
point,
I'm good.
There were 7 people in the house, right?
Yes.
Actually, there were 8 people because Colin Albert was there as well, correct?
It depends on what time you're referring to, but yes.
He got dropped off there at some point.
Yes.
And then he was one of the 8 people, including yourself, that you were with.
Correct.
You never saw him walk in the door, did you?
I'm good, guys. I'm good.
I don't remember.
You don't remember seeing him actually enter the house, correct?
Correct.
But during the night, you actually sat right next to Colin Albert at the table, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And with regard to Colin Albert, I believe you testified, you really wouldn't say he's a friend of yours, right?
That's correct.
He was more of an acquaintance, was he not?
That's correct.
Somebody that you met, but you didn't hang around with, right?
Yes.
You have never been in a hot tub with Colin Albert, correct?
Not that I know of, no.
You never took a trip to Maine and Colorado, right?
Objection.
No.
So going away on a road trip, that'd be something that you do with a friend.
So keep in mind, right? You hear the way this dude's going in on him, right?
Yo, yeah, Nettie's okay.
You heard the way he's going in on her, right? You never been in a hot tub with her. You never did this. You never did that. Now
Not that
that's
she
what we're talking
remembered.
about, right?
She said
That's
not
what
that I know of.
confusing her, right? Like, why are you saying this? And that's what we're talking about when it comes down to sound bites. Because what do you think Hank Brennan's gonna do with his defense? He's gonna always slip in them sound bites.
Oh yeah. On everything.
Friend, right?
Objection.
Sustain.
Okay. And with regard to those 4 friends of Brian Jr. who arrived, your best estimate is that they came sometime between 11 p.m. and 12 a.m., right?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Sure. I'm talking about Courtney Albert, Catherine Duty, Emily Fabiano, and Mary Kent. Strike that. You know what? Let me withdraw that question and rephrase it. They left sometime between 11 p.m. and 12 a.m.
Correct.
And you can't be sure precisely when they left because, again, you weren't watching the clock to make note of when people made their exits, correct?
I know they left before it was Brian Jr.'s birthday on the 29th, so I know it was before midnight, but other than that, no.
Right, and that's like an hour span of time that they could have left within, correct?
Correct.
You never saw Colin Albert physically walk out the door, did you?
I don't remember.
And then at some point before midnight, Brian Albert Sr., Brian Higgins, Nicole Albert, Jennifer McCabe, and Caitlin Albert all arrived at the Albert home, correct?
Yes, I don't know if you said Matt.
This is when she gets extra shook. She don't know what to say. Everything's getting scary now, right, Sarah?
McCabe, but yes.
And Matt McCabe as well.
Yes.
And you would agree with me that Brian Higgins and Brian Albert arrived at about the same time?
Yes.
And that Caitlin Albert, Jennifer and Matt McCabe, and Nicole Albert all came back around the same time?
Correct.
Now, from that point until the time that you left around, and that was around 2 a.m., right? Give or take?
Correct.
From that point until around 2 a.m., the only person who left the house was your friend Julie Nick, right?
Correct.
Your understanding was that she went outside to talk to her brother, Ryan Nick, right?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. And in addition to not remembering seeing Colin Albert leave, you also did not see Brian Higgins physically leave, correct?
I don't remember.
And you also don't remember seeing Caitlin Albert leave, correct?
No, I don't remember.
You would agree with me that throughout the night while you were at the house, Caitlin Albert was playing music on her phone?
Yes.
There were surround sound speakers set up in the kitchen dining room area?
I don't remember that.
There were speakers though, correct?
Possibly.
So
I don't remember.
Your memory is not that Caitlin Albert had a song or songs playing on her small iPhone, was it?
No, it was on a speaker. I'm just not sure if it was surround sound or a Bluetooth speaker like it was previously in the night.
All right, fair enough. People were singing and dancing, right?
Correct.
Was you smiling, Sarah?
There's a difference between surround sound and a Bluetooth speaker.
Was you smiling, Sarah? That night? Sarah, it was his birthday on the 29th when it turned 12 o'clock. You seen the cake in the other refrigerator. Was it downstairs in the basement?
Did you go down there by accident? To go eat some cake? Did you go try to sneak a slice of cake?
You got to throw up the disclaimer for that. Disclaimer. Disclaimer. Sarah, but you probably wanted the cake, right? Because that's the whole thing. The birthday. No, but what I'm saying is.
She wanted the cake. You know she.
Come on, here we go. What else? What Ah, yeah, here we go. Come on, here we go. Pump it up. Yeah. Well, I'm the new kid.
Fuck. Well, I'm saying that she wanted the cake because, hold on a minute. Shit. Damn, dog. What you got me doing over here, man? Oh, man.
Come on, here we go. What else?
You got to pump it up, Sarah.
Here we go. Come on, here we go. Pump it up.
I think that she wanted, if there was a cake there, she would want to bring out the cake. That's the whole thing. There's girls there. Girls love to bring the cake, right? You didn't have a birthday cake, though? Isn't that the whole shit? Isn't that the whole thing? Where is the birthday cake? And did you blow up the candles? And is there any footage of it? And this guy, Big Bad Brian A's son, he looks like the guy who wants his birthday cake. That's like part of his gig. Nah, and I'm not saying because his weight, like
No, I
it's
get
not
it.
that.
Like,
I'm just
he
saying
wants-
his style. He wants his cake, man.
And he wants it like you said. There's one that brings it out. There's one that's got the phone ready, the camera girl, for the videos.
I'm saying his friends was there. Why have the girls over? Why have Sarah there and Nagel there? Your friends that are girls, if they're not going to bring the cake.
Right.
I don't expect James to bring the cake.
Right.
I don't expect Jimmy to bring the cake.
Right.
So what are these chicks doing here? And it looks like, they like cake. Hold on a minute. Hold on.
What else? Ah, yeah, here we go. Come on, here we go.
Shit.
Pump it up. Yeah.
Woo, you're going to get us canceled.
Shit. But I mean, you're right. Somebody who brought the cake out, who was ready with the candle, who had the lighter to light the candles, who.
All that shit means everything, man. Who had the lighter? Exactly. Do you smoke, Sarah? Do you like the weed? Do you like smoking on the weed, Sarah?
She likes smoking on something. I don't know what
Sarah.
it is. Yeah, man. Oh yeah,
Pretty much
Brian
everybody.
Jr. loves the
Correct?
donut.
Correct.
People were talking.
Correct.
Everybody appeared to be in a good mood and having a good time.
Yes.
You was
And
smiling?
with the music, the singing, the dancing, the talking, the drinking, there was a lot of activity going on in the kitchen dining room area, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
There was plenty of
Shook to
pay
death.
attention
Watch.
to with regard to the people that were in that area, right?
Yes.
Brian Jr. was in the kitchen essentially the whole night.
Yes.
Jennifer McCabe was charging her phone on the kitchen island at one point.
Behind it, but yes.
Whoa. Sarah.
She was very clear about that. Behind it, but yes.
You remember where she was charging the phone, huh? Because what, you have your phone over there too? Sarah?
Yeah. Were you in charge of the unplugging the phones and plugging them in, Sarah?
Was you texting each other saying, hey, who's going to go downstairs and get the cake? Everybody's here now. Who's going to bring up the cake? And who got the lighter, James?
Who got the fucking lighter?
You need a fucking light to light the candles.
Do you use matches or do you use a lighter to light the candles?
Was it 23 candles or was it just a 2 and a 3?
That's a good question too.
Sarah.
2 and a 3.
Sarah, we want you to smile for us, Sarah. That's all.
To make any calls or text anybody?
She picked up her phone. I'm not sure what she did with it.
She picked up her phone, huh?
In any case, you'd agree with me, it was noisy in the kitchen.
Yes.
Of course it
In
was.
the back of the house.
Yes.
Now, you had seen the Albert family dog, the German Shepherd, Chloe, prior to that day, correct?
Yes.
And Chloe was not a very outgoing dog around people, correct?
Correct.
In fact, your impression was that she was a former police dog, correct?
Possibly.
Right or wrong?
Maybe. I don't know.
while you were in the kitchen with all of the singing and dancing and talking and music going on, you did not hear Chloe bark, correct?
Correct.
You did not hear Chloe growl, correct?
Correct. Not that I remember.
You did not hear somebody get hit in the back of the head with anything, correct?
Objection.
Go ahead, you can answer that.
Correct.
And while you were
She's
there
answering
sitting,
it like it's
you
nothing.
could not hear what, if anything, was going on in the basement, correct?
He's telling. This is what he believes, though.
Okay.
Look at her face. Look at her face. Look at you, Sarah. Oh man, Sarah. Sarah, look at when he said, and you couldn't hear what was going on in the basement. Look at her face, dude.
She's looking over at somebody. She's not looking at Yannetti when he asks her that. She's like, shit, what did he tell me to say again? These benzos got me nice.
Hold on a minute.
Well, I'm the new kid. Come on, here we go.
Oh, shit.
What else?
In pain.
Here we go.
Sunshine.
Come on, here we go.
Rain.
Pump it up. Yeah.
Keep it going.
Well, I'm the new kid.
Woo!
Wild. Fucking donuts, man.
Officially open, bro. He
That
fucked you up with that question, huh? You didn't see nobody get hit in the back of the head. You didn't hear anything, right?
Catching a ride home with the McCabe's ultimately, correct?
Correct.
At that time, you believed that you, Julie Nagel, Jennifer McCabe, and Matt McCabe were the last to leave 34 Fairview?
Correct.
So at that time, you believed that Brian Higgins and Caitlin Albert had left before you, correct?
I believe so.
But you didn't see Brian Higgins or Caitlin Albert physically walk out the door. At least you have no memory of that, correct?
Correct.
And when you left, you didn't check every room in the house to see who was still there, correct?
Correct.
You never went down to the basement that night.
Up.
That's correct.
And when you left 34 Fairview, the snow was starting to stick to the ground at around 2 a.m.?
That's correct.
But there weren't mounds of snow or snowbanks that had formed, correct?
Correct.
And when you left the home, you could still see part of the red brick of the walkway that leads to the driveway, correct?
Correct.
And when you got to the driveway, you could still see part of the color of the pavement, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And you could still see some grass on the front lawn at 2 a.m., right?
I don't remember, but
Oh, you don't remember that?
Come on.
You don't
man.
remember that? You don't remember that, Sarah? You don't remember if you seen grass? You don't remember if it was green or white? It's that simple. Was it green or was it white, Sarah? You don't remember that, Sarah?
If I may have a moment.
Look at you, still shrugging your shoulders, talking in your head.
Yes.
Look at her.
Yeah.
Look, moving her head and shit. Her head's moving back and forth. Look at her. There you go. There you go. Now you're in it, Sarah. Sarah, you're in it right there because that is the biggest thing. This is what you know. You know you did not see a man. There's no way. There was no man on the lawn. You know that. You know there was no man on the lawn. You went outside. You're moving around. Did you smoke a cigarette? You went out. You didn't just walk outside and run inside the car. No, you didn't do that.
In one car? Come on, man.
You didn't turn your head once. Exactly.
There's talking. There's people walking around each other. You know. We think they
Sarah, you played yourself because Sarah, 9 months they didn't talk to you, and Big Bad Brian A told you, listen, they're not going to talk to you. You're all right. Just go ahead. You know, next year is going to be better. We're going to get a cake. We're going to do the right thing. We're going to do it better next year. You're going to get your cake, and you can eat it too, Sarah, and you can smile. Everything's going to be all right. That 9 months. But Sarah, but then all of a sudden, the defense came knocking on your door. The feds came. Everybody came piling on you. And now you don't know what to say because Big Bad Brian A is looking at you and he says, Sarah, just keep saying you don't know anything. Because if you say you know anything, you could be in trouble for not reporting it 9 months before. So now you're in a pickle. Now you're in a pickle. Ain't you, Sarah?
She's got herself in the pickles.
You testified at a hearing on May 11th of 2023, so just about a year ago, in Boston, correct?
Correct.
And neither the prosecution in this case, Mr. Lally and Ms. McLaughlin, or any of the defense team was there, correct?
Correct.
Some other lawyer was asking you questions, right?
Objection.
Sustain, move along with this.
Sure. You were asked the question, quote, could you see the grass sort of on the lawn? That was when you were leaving. And your answer was yes. Do you recall that question?
Oh, you remember?
I don't recall that.
You don't recall that?
If I suggested to you that that was the question and answer, would you dispute it?
Objection.
Is your memory exhausted as to whether there was that question of you and that answer given?
Can you rephrase that?
Sure. Do you not remember whether you were asked that question that I just read and the answer that you just gave?
I don't remember.
You remember, Sarah? You don't remember? So wait a minute. So a blizzard's coming into town, right? A dead guy's allegedly supposed to be on the lawn. When you find out the next day that John was on the lawn, that wasn't the talk of the town. You were there that night. I mean, how many times did you find people dead on the lawn? Was this just something you didn't talk about?
It's wild.
So everything's going to go in your head, right? Like, damn, I was there. I would have seen him. Like, here's the thing, Sarah. You didn't see him. It would have been better if you would have said, hey, I was so drunk, blacked out, I took this whole bottle of K-Cut. You get the K-Cuts? They still sell them, James?
They still got those. They got them out in Canton. The Canton cake.
They got the K-Cuts? Oh, shit.
The Canton cutout.
Here we go. Come on.
Yo, they got K-Cuts, son? Pump it up. I want some.
I'll be out there. I want some too, Sarah.
Well, I'm the new
Sarah, if you got the cake, the punched out Clodipins, let me know. I'll take a couple. I need some for the next flight. Hold on a minute.
Yes.
Hold on.
Come on, here we go.
This terrible.
Yeah, here we go. Come on, here we go. Pump it up.
Oh, fuck. How we doing out there, chat? Before we take it any further, we got 664 people. I'm your pilot, and I'm your host. And I go by the name of J.F.K.
And I'm your co-pilot and your co-host, and I go by the name of James Jackson.
And I just want to say, I got a cousin out in L.A. right now. His name's Jay Giannone. He's 1 mile from the fires right now. His wife's house burnt down. His son's house burnt down. He's figuring out what he's going to do. There's a lot of looting in Santa Monica. So he got a safe up in there. He's trying to figure it out. He's trying to get back here. Jay Giannone from South Boston. He's good, but shit is crazy right now. I've been talking to him all day. And we need some rain. Lord, please give him some rain. Let's slow it down. Everybody throw up their prayer sign in the chat. Let's slow it down and let's get some rain for these people, man. We need some rain.
Long ago, there was a calm before the storm. I know it's been coming for some time. When it's over, so they say, it'll rain a sunny day. I know, shining down like water. I wanna know coming down a sunny day. I know, been that way for all my time, till forever on it goes, through the circle fast and slow. I know, it can't stop, I wonder. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? Coming down a sunny day.
Prayers to LA, prayers to any life that was lost in LA, anybody that passed away. Prayers to LA. We need rain. RIP Officer John O'Keefe. Also, we wouldn't be here. John O'Keefe brought us all together, people. This is all awareness. He's doing God's work. We're all here because we want justice for John. And Sarah, you need a smile. There's bigger shit going on in the world. LA's on fire, and you're telling lies that you don't know if the grass was green or white. How many times did you see a dead body on the lawn during a snowstorm? And when you walked out of the house, the very first thing you're going to do when you know a blizzard's coming and the snow's starting to fall and you're from New England, you're going to take an assessment of how bad it's sticking, the accumulation. So when you walked out the door and you looked at the grass, you probably said, it's not even that bad.
Right.
It's not even that bad. Maybe they're bullshitting, because how many times in the forecast did we get bullshit? They say it's going to be a foot of snow and it's not.
Oh, it's not even sticking yet. We're gonna make it home before it gets bad.
But you wasn't paying attention. But you wasn't paying attention to that, though.
Those K cutouts had them.
The K cuts.
The K cuts.
And let me ask you this too, Sarah. You had to put a speed on it, right? There was some type of in the moment. There was intensity in the moment, should I say? There was urgency in the moment because you had to get the cake, because it's 12 o'clock. It's getting late. Their parents just came home. Everything's funky. Got to get the cake. We got to blow out the candles. We got to get this party going. The blizzard is coming. But when you walked out that door that night, you wasn't thinking about it. Now, let's just say you're not telling a lie and you wasn't thinking about it. What would have your mind in a different space? Maybe after you heard everybody downstairs talking, after you seen people mumbling, and after you seen this frantic shit and you didn't know what was going on, you just felt this weird energy and everybody's telling you to calm the fuck down. It's okay. After you seen Big Bad Brian A's daughter call her boyfriend to come get her when she was supposed to stay there. Why would she call her boyfriend to come get her in a blizzard? She was supposed to stay there at her mother's house and her dad's house. And then you seen her leave with the dog. You probably like, what's going on? They just told you to calm the fuck down. But you just wanted cake. That's all you wanted. That's what would have made you smile, right? Right, Sarah?
So let me get this right. Brian Jr. is having cake at midnight, and then he's having donuts at 6 a.m.?
Hold on a minute, bro.
Yeah. Well, I'm the new kid.
I'm just asking, man. That's a lot.
If you saw that transcript, would that refresh your memory?
Possibly.
Page 187, Counsel. May I approach?
Was there an objection? No? Yes, you may.
Thank you. Actually, I'm sorry. I just handed it to you and then took it away. I'm sorry about that. Lines 10 and 11, I would direct your attention. And just read it silently to yourself, please, and look up at me when you're done. If I may approach to grab that. Having reviewed that transcript, does that refresh your memory as to what
Disclaimer, Nick. Disclaimer.
Yes.
Right.
Was that accurate?
Disclaimer.
Yes. With the word being sort of.
Yeah, well, I believe I read
Oh,
the
Yes,
question,
I'm just clarifying. Yeah,
but I did read it accurately. right?
correct.
Oh,
She says correct, just like Jen McCabe.
They all sat around a table. 9 months of training.
Okay. Where was the McCabe's car parked?
In the driveway.
What other cars did you see in the driveway at that time?
I believe
You remember all this, Sarah?
the Albert,
What kind of
by
car?
Albert family, I mean the ones that owned that house.
The ones that own that
Yes,
house. Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Their cars.
Yes.
Do you know how many?
How many?
2.
2.
And
Okay.
where were those 2 cars parked? Were there,
You know where they were
strike
parked.
that. Were there 2 lanes in the driveway where cars could park?
Yes,
And which lane to the left or the right were the Albert cars? Or maybe they were in both.
I believe both. Closest to the garage.
Okay, so they were pulled up closest to the entrance of the garage.
Correct.
Do you know
In
right where
tandem,
that
right
was?
next to each other.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
And where was the McCabe's car behind? Which car?
Come on, you gotta be slow with this one, Sarah.
If you're looking at the house,
You're looking at the house, Sarah.
the lane
The
to the
lane.
left, I believe.
The lane to the left.
The lane. They
When
switched
you
lanes.
first walked out of the Albert home, you'd agree with me that the front lawn was right in front of you, correct?
Yes.
There were no obstructions blocking your view of that front lawn.
No.
And there were lights on next to the Albert home front lawn, correct?
Correct.
And there was also a lamppost where the front walkway is, correct?
Correct.
And between the 2 garage doors, there's also a spotlight, is there not?
Correct.
And you would testify that snow had started to accumulate, right?
Correct.
And against that white snow, did you see a black baseball cap?
No.
Did you see a black sneaker?
No.
Did you see a 6'2", 220-pound man sprawled out right in front of you on that lawn?
No.
Did you see 45 pieces of red plastic?
No.
1 piece of red plastic?
No.
So you saw nothing unusual on that front lawn as you walked out of that house, correct?
That's correct.
You definitely would,
As
too.
Jennifer McCabe, Matthew McCabe, and Julie Nagel were walking toward the McCabe car, none of them pointed to the
Now watch this jewel right here. Here's something about Maddie M on the backup.
front lawn to direct your attention to anything, correct?
That's correct.
In fact, you would testify that Matt McCabe forgot something and had to go back in the house, correct?
Correct.
Which means he actually came out of the house twice. That night, correct?
Correct.
And the second time he came out, he still would have been facing that front lawn, correct?
Correct.
And the second time that Matt McCabe came out, he didn't point at anything in the front lawn, correct?
That's correct.
And then the 4 of you were in the McCabe car, right?
Yes.
Matt McCabe was driving.
Yes.
Jennifer McCabe was in the front passenger seat next to him.
Yes.
Julie Nagel was seated behind the driver, behind Matt McCabe, right?
Yes.
And you were seated in the second row passenger seat to the right,
Yes.
behind where Jennifer McCabe was sitting.
Yes.
And the car backed out of the driveway, correct?
Yep.
And the rear of the car was then facing towards Cedar Crest.
Correct.
And the front of the car, where you were going to drive toward, would be toward Chapman Street, correct?
That's correct.
Which would have put you driving right past the Albert property line, correct?
Yes, correct.
And you were closer to that property line than Julie Nagel was, correct?
That's correct.
As you drove past?
Yes.
And as you drove past that front lawn, you saw nothing out of the ordinary, right?
I wasn't looking, but yes.
I wasn't looking, but yeah.
No, 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 no.
No.
No, no, no. Hold on a minute. We got to joy.
No, no. Because
pain.
Yeah, here we go.
Sunshine.
Come on, here we go. Pump
it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep it going.
Well, I'm the new kid.
Fuckery donuts, son.
Matty M went back in on the Matty M on the backup. Why do you think he ran back in?
Why'd he run back? Hold on a minute. James is back. We gotta pump him. Hold on a minute. James is back.
Here we go.
Here we go. James
What
is
else?
back.
What else? Oh, yeah. Here we go. Come on. Here we go.
For real.
Pump.
Wow, James, that's a fucking awesome point. You know what, James? Talk to the people, bro.
Why do you think Matty M ran back in? You think he was letting them know something? Like, everything's cool out here? Nobody saw anything? I don't know. Why he run back in?
Why did she say, this broad say, I wasn't looking?
She was
That's
already
insane.
Yeah.
Look at her. You said you wasn't looking? What? Look at this.
Both closest to the garage.
Okay, so they were pulled up closest to the entrance of the garage.
Correct.
In tandem, right next to each other.
Correct.
All right. And where was the McCabe's car behind? Which car?
If you're looking at the house, the lane to the left, I believe.
Okay. Now, when
So
you first
where
walked
we
out of the
pulled
Albert
in,
home,
Jay?
you'd agree with me that the front lawn was right in front of you, correct?
Yes.
There were no obstructions blocking your view of that front lawn.
No.
And there were lights on next to the Albert home front lawn, correct?
Correct.
And there was also a lamppost where the front walkway is, correct?
Correct.
Someone said Matty M. He testified that he forgot his jacket. Pleasure Curve says, who forgets a jacket in 15 degrees weather in a blizzard? How convenient how everything just works out for these people, huh?
I know.
So people, the reason why, to be clear, the reason why I'm going over all these people, right, is because the last hearing that we seen, it was scary, right? We didn't like it. We didn't like what Hank Brennan was doing. We didn't like how he's throwing the sound bites in there, and we know what he's trying to do. But keep in mind, all these witnesses are fucking liars. And we're going to get revenge on all of them. And I'm going to start the revenge tour, JFK, James Jackson. And we're going after Sarah because she hasn't smiled in a while. She had 9 months to think about this. She's in a pickle. They told her, Sarah, if you say something now, they could get you for it. So she doesn't know what to do. She probably wants to do the right thing because she wants to smile again. She wants to have a birthday party. She wants to eat the cake that she was supposed to eat. But instead, she's not getting that. Things haven't been the same for Sarah. Word has it she got the punched out Clodopins with the cake cutters. Now, Sarah, you can email me and James Jackson if you got the punch outs. All right?
Listen. Oh shit.
Well, I'm the new kid.
That's crazy. Sarah got the cake cutouts.
Oh man. Shit, man, she got the punch outs, bro.
It's like Judge Ben.
And between the two garage doors, there's also a spotlight, is there not?
You can sell this $5 spatula on.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah. Give it to Sarah. She needs it.
Started to accumulate, right?
Correct.
And against that white snow, did you see a black baseball cap?
No.
Did you see a black sneaker?
No.
Did you see a 6'2", 220-pound man sprawled out right in front of you on that lawn?
No.
How couldn't you?
45 pieces of red plastic?
No.
You didn't see that?
Red plastic?
What?
No.
No.
So you saw nothing unusual on that front lawn as you walked out of that house, correct?
That's correct.
As Jennifer McCabe, Matthew McCabe, and Julie Nagel were walking toward the McCabe car, none of them pointed to the front lawn to direct your attention to anything, correct?
That's correct.
In fact, you would testify that Matt McCabe forgot something and had to go back in the house, correct?
Correct.
Which means he actually came out of the house twice that night,
times.
correct?
Correct.
And the second time he came out, he still would have been facing that front lawn, correct?
Correct.
And the second time that Matt McCabe came out, he didn't point at anything in the front lawn.
For sure,
correct?
Angelic.
That's correct.
And then the four of you were in the McCabe car, right?
Yes.
Matt McCabe was driving.
Yes.
Jennifer McCabe was in the front passenger seat next to him.
Yes.
I guess no.
Julie Nagel was seated behind the driver, behind Matt McCabe, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you were seated in the second row passenger seat to the right,
Yes.
behind where Jennifer McCabe was sitting.
So Nagel had
Yes.
a clear
And
view.
the car backed out of the driveway, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
And the rear of the car was then facing towards Cedar Crest.
Correct.
And the front of the car, where you were going to drive toward, would be toward Chapman Street, correct?
That's correct.
Which would have put you driving right past the Albert property line, correct?
Yes. Correct.
And you were closer to that property line than Julie Nagel was, correct?
That's correct.
As you drove past?
Yes.
And as you drove past that front lawn, you saw nothing out of the ordinary, right?
What?
I wasn't looking, but
You
yes.
wasn't looking.
And we had previously talked about the fact that you were first interviewed by investigators on October 21st of 2022, right?
Beat this.
Correct.
And the investigator that spoke to you about 9 months after
9 months.
January 29th of 2022, you will agree with me, was Michael Proctor.
Michael Proctor.
That's correct.
And almost a year after that, you were visited by two female members of the defense.
Listen
team,
to this.
were you not?
Objection.
My home was.
Okay. Do you recognize Ms. Little seated at council table as being one of those two females?
Okay, I'm going to see it sidebar.
Oh. Now, Jay, let's be clear. 16 hours he was talking shit to his boys.
No.
But 9 months it took him to
Who the
interview.
other trooper was?
I don't remember the name specifically. It was not like a common last name, though. I know that.
And as far as
Listen to
defense
this.
investigators or anybody else coming to your house,
Listen to what she says.
chose not to speak with them. Is that correct?
Correct. I was not home when what Mr. Ionetti was talking about. My parents were home, but out of respect, I contacted the defense to tell them the next day, I believe, that I had nothing to have a conversation with them about.
Why?
not?
I know that legally I didn't have to, and I didn't have anything to say.
Nothing further.
You didn't have nothing to say. You're a stone cold killer, huh, Sarah? They just wanted to talk to you about a dead cop, and you were there. What do you care? You're a witness. I didn't see nothing.
Right.
You didn't see anything. You didn't see anything. I'm on clonopins. I got the punched out K cuts. I'm all fucked up.
That's it. That's it.
Sarah, you said you know your rights. You didn't have to talk to anybody as if you did a crime. Isn't it kind of funny the way you slipped that out?
Right.
Why? Because someone told you. Because keep in mind, 9 months Proctor came to talk to you, then a year after that. So 2 years after, damn near 2 years after, now you get now the defense comes to see you right before the trial to talk to you. Right before the trial, right around the 2-year mark. And you say, I don't want to talk to you. Because who was telling you? You had 9 months to be a stone cold criminal. But Sarah, you haven't smiled for a while. Word has it, you've been hanging that crumble cookie. Is that where you've been, Sarah?
Come on, here we go. What else? What else? Oh, yeah, here we go. Come on, come on.
crumb snatcher.
Sarah, you gotta calm the fuck down.
Calm the fuck down.
You said I don't have to talk to anyone. I know my rights. I got nothing to say. What if someone legit walked out of a house? You're talking about a dead cop. Like, you're not even talking about, and listen, humans are humans. John O'Keefe's just a human being. But you're talking about a dead Boston cop that you knew everything about his story at this point. And listen, Paul, are you watching? Like, this chick had nothing to say about it. Nothing to give. Because if there is any funky shit going on, Paul, why wouldn't she want to speak on it? For the justice part of it. You know the story of this man. You know that his sister died of brain cancer. The husband died a couple of months later. He took in the kids 10 years ago. He dies on a lawn, hypothermia. You know what I mean? The worst way you can go. Like, that's one of, like, what? That's got to be the top 3 worst ways to go, right? To freeze to death. Like, think about it. And you had nothing to say to them. Damn, man. You might need to go back to your doctor, man.
Hey, so I guess, hold on, there's a little turbulence in the chat. I guess Mary's in the chat, someone said. Mary,
Yeah?
how you doing? How's everything?
Ed Amy, I called them out. All they lied to me. I followed the evidence and said, oh my God, Karen's innocent. They all had to attack and try to discredit me on Twitter, even though I don't have a Twitter. What up, Mary? Well, listen, man, I'm going to put the phone lines open. I just got to do a couple things real quick. How you guys liking the show so far, people? How you guys liking the show? As I set up real quick, take you on a 1,000 Nights. Go buy the album. Right, James?
Yeah, the album's great, man. Check it out. 10 songs, right? You got 10 songs in there on the Bandcamp?
Yeah, one of the songs is I think it's shit. I don't know which one I'm about to hit, but yeah, it could be this one. Let me see. Is it this one? That's one of them.
Everyone wants to pop pills now, Bukaki said. Go to Canton. Go get the cutouts.
Yeah.
That's good, Mary. You're doing good. I'm glad. Things are well.
Right. I'm hitting the wrong buttons here. What's going on in the chat, bro?
I'm learning about rec. Hold my lattes is I'm learning about rec, drugs, and
of Massachusetts.
Nice.
I'm Julie Miller. I spent 3 days with Karen Reed shortly after her trial ended with a hung jury. By a car. John's family denies that exchange happened the way that Karen explains it, but Karen says that after that alleged conversation, that is the moment she realized she was viewed as a suspect. Once the house was sold, Karen's detective was able to get a hold of all the carpeting that the new owners were getting rid of that had been in the house when the Alberts owned it. Since then, she's been paying for a temperature-controlled storage unit to store this rug, this carpeting, in the hopes that she can one day swab it for DNA or for blood. I asked her what that would cost. She said that it's about $5,000 per swab, and she has no idea where on that carpet John's DNA might be. So at this point, everything is a game of calculus in terms of where she puts her expenses.
Wow.
Another critical point of contention in the case has been a Google search that Jennifer McCabe, Brian Albert's sister-in-law, did the morning of John O'Keefe's death. Incredibly important because 2:27 a.m. would indicate that she knew John's body was out in the lawn at Albert's home. I was able to find a forensic computer expert to look at the information that the prosecution's experts and Reed's expert had gathered. He came to his own independent conclusion, saying that the search did happen at 2:27 a.m.
James, can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear me? You can hear me? Yo,
Sir,
sign
yeah,
out
yeah.
and come back in again. Sign out and come back in. One more time. Sign out and come back in. Can you guys hear me out there? I'm sorry, guys. All right, cool. Phone lines are open. James will be back shortly. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. There's these little nuances that be happening. There he is. Let me see. Make sure he's all right. James.
Yeah, what was wrong? You hear me?
Nah, man, it just when I switch over to the new equipment, the $5,000 equipment.
Oh, the $5,000 shit we had.
Yeah. I love you too. Phone lines are open. We talked about a lot tonight. What do we feel about Sarah?
Long ago.
Of Massachusetts.
That's wild, huh? With the cop at Jay still, it's like at this point, she says she has to
contacted
calculate
the U.S. Attorney's Office
where
and I
she
spoke to
spends
the.
money.
I'm sorry, James.
She has to calculate where she spends that money. You know, figure out where John actually was on that carpet. I would just go wherever the walkway was, right? Wherever you would walk to and from each door.
To accept.
You're live with J.F.K. and James Jackson. Who we talking with?
Hey, what's going on, fellas, man? It's Mike.
What up, Mike?
What up, Mike?
Man, how you guys doing tonight?
We're
Hey,
doing-
what's going on, James, man?
We're doing
What's
all
up?
right, man.
You finally thought.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah, we
Hey,
got
man, how's it going down there, JFK, man? You guys getting that snow?
Yeah, we're getting hit with snow, man. The whole state, man, is it's scared to death over a couple inches.
Right.
No, same here, man. They shut down the city and gave us the day off tomorrow, man. I was actually supposed to make my way down to you, going out to Gainesville, but like I said, the storm kind of delayed everything. But
Yeah, they shut down everything, man. Schools closed, businesses are closed. It's good. It stinks because the metro part of ATL is just getting all that sleet and that ice, and they ain't got the equipment for it, so it's gonna be ugly,
yeah, I'm up here in the upstate in South Carolina, man. We're only supposed to get like 3 to 6, but
Yeah.
by like Wednesday night, man, all the markets, all the grocery stores are sold out of everything, man. People are going crazy up here.
Yeah, they're wild, no, for sure. So, Mikey, how do you feel about Sarah, man? That witness, Sarah.
Man, I think she's the weak link of the case. I think if I had to say the two people who I think would give something up, it would either be her and Higgins.
Indeed, I do.
I know they said she wasn't talked to for 9 months, but I mean she probably was talked to a whole lot sooner than that because you got to figure she testified at the grand jury. I know TB reported about calling Albert with the Fed. They went to his college twice. I mean, they talked to her. So, and I guarantee her story was probably a lot different. And obviously her grand jury testimony was different than what she testified to.
Yeah, man. I mean, the crazy part about it is just imagine if they would have did their job and talked to her that day.
Yeah. I mean, the only question that I have is you could tell, she's all drugged up, she's all messed up, she's seen something. So it was Was she threatened, or like, I know she's a nurse. Like, did she go down there? Did she see him? Did they, did the goon squad bring her down there to have her, check him out? I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's a mystery.
Yeah, she seemed sedated. She did definitely seem sedated. I would like to see how she seems next time when they, next trial. If she still sounds like that, she's a nurse. That's wild, man. I didn't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to figure too. I mean, she's a nurse, so if she did, she took that oath, so failure to render aid. I mean, I don't know if that's a crime or something, but she. I know she would lose her license. She would never work again,
If they put that on her head, you know what I mean? After 9 months, they tell her, listen, if you go back and say anything and they said exactly what you just said, that's the reason why she might not be saying anything.
Yeah. So, I mean,
because honestly, I don't think she's seen anything. I just think she knows that, she probably seen him come in and it got funky downstairs. She probably heard something. She probably didn't know the extent of it. And they probably went upstairs and just, the climate was different. The kids didn't really know what was going on. It's the dungeon. Stay out the dungeon. We're stretching people out down here like some Bret Hart shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, because obviously, like I said, I mean, they all know when they walked across that lawn, that there was nothing there. So,
I mean, you're from up north, they looked out there and the first thing they did was making an assessment how much snow was out there. They, you know what I mean? The first thing they did. But if they were being now, to be fair, if they were being rushed out of there for any reason and things were funky, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying you still would have seen that he wasn't there, but if things were funky, you probably wasn't thinking about the snow. Then the storm becomes secondary because something else is going on. But if it's like she said it was, they're just having a good night and a blizzard coming, then your mind would be on the storm.
But
right, like you said, someone had to go outside.
No, I didn't. But you did text John.
Exactly. Yeah, James said that.
Yeah, or not only that, I mean, I forget. I mean, they all their testimony is different. Some of them said, "Oh, I walked outside and there was snow, it was coming down." I mean, she testified like it was the conditions were good, like nothing was happening. So,
what do you see at the bar, scene, man? When they're at the bar, what do you see, man?
I mean, I see the same thing as you. The only thing, like, for me is, like I said, you guys were obviously there, so that proximity makes a difference. I think this time around, I mean, that's why Higgins calls in. I mean, he's shitting himself, because this time around, I mean, Brennan has his sound bites, but that's still gonna put a lot of reasonable doubt on the case. But in terms of Higgins, I mean, this is gonna add, there might be some dirt on Karen that makes her look bad, but in terms of Higgins, I mean, this is gonna put a big spotlight on him, but the short of it is the bar. I mean, yeah, man, I'm with you. I think, Chris A., I think he was instigating something. I think either two things happened. Maybe John overheard something or something was casually said to him. And I don't know. I mean, I would like to see that. Like I said, when I called last time, I'd like to see that footage, if it does exist, when they all walked out the door, what happened as soon as they walked out that door,
Yeah, outside.
The immediate outside, right, James? Like, they have to be there because they have the footage, 10 minutes later of John leaving, so why wouldn't they have the footage 10 minutes earlier of them leaving,
Right. Well, me and J.F.K. and I were there, and there's so many other storefronts, like where you pull into the back of that, the waterfall, there's so many different stores there, like, or other storefronts. I don't know exactly what they are, but so I'm sure all those places had cameras too.
Right. Yeah, but you got to think too, James. Look what happened to that library footage. Conveniently, the time that they had Karen's GPS driving by that, whatever it was, a minute, 30 seconds, whatever the time was, that footage was missing. It was deleted.
Right.
So who's to say anything else wasn't cleaned up?
Exactly. It's the same shit, man. Just like they had footage, just like with Enrique's case, they said they had the tape of him in the boxing ring. That shit hasn't been released yet. Just like they don't
even talk about it anymore.
No.
Well, to be fair, the kid LT, what's his name?
LTL talks.
Yeah, Brian LTL. Yeah, Brian.
That's
Yeah.
LTL, man. That's his wheelhouse, man. He stays on top of that.
Yeah.
You know, to be
I mean,
fair
I
to
think
him.
they're gonna. Yeah. I mean, I know. Yeah, I know he's been filing all those. I forget what you call them there. All those FOIA requests to try to get all the stuff. But I mean, I think they've been stonewalling them. I mean, I don't know. I can't see at this stage of the game. It's like, well, someone's responsible, whether instructors or somebody, and it's been enough time, and nobody's come out, man. It's just business as usual, man. Yeah. At this stage, I mean, I don't think anything's gonna happen, man, with the feds or anything like that. You know, I don't think so.
You heard this, right? You heard this right here?
Yeah.
What I want to have the court know.
This part right
During
here.
the
Listen.
Karen Reed trial, that Levy's office has
You hear that?
extensively investigated that case. He would not confirm that because no charges have been brought to date.
We've never publicly discussed
This is Josh Levy talking.
whether or not we're doing an investigation related to Karen Reed, and I'm not going to take questions on that.
It can't stop how wonder.
J.F.K. Next week, Levy's gone. You know, was it the
Yeah.
17th?
Yeah.
He's gone. He's stepping down. So
A lot of pressure on him.
when he turns that over, they're gonna follow suit.
Right.
I mean, a lot of time has gone by.
A lot.
It's like, and I don't know. I mean, like when you played it earlier, when Karen, when that lady said, "Oh yeah, Karen's got the carpet and stuff." Well, why would she need to swab it and freeze it? You know, if the feds were investigating it, I mean, they would be the first ones to have their hands on that. You know.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah.
You know. So I don't know. I mean, next time you guys talk to Seaside too, if he ever runs into Higgins, have him check out Higgins' hands because, like I said, I spent years around all different types of shepherds, man, and if it went down like that, and he pulled that dog off, that guy's gonna have some permanent wounds for the rest of his life, man. I know I have a few on my hands. So if he did,
Why don't you tell Higgins right now? He's listening.
Higgins knows. Yeah, he knows.
Higgins.
I mean, like I said, yeah, he's got nothing to hide. You know, none of these people, they didn't see. They're witnesses, but what are they witnesses to? They didn't see nothing. They didn't hear nothing. They don't know nothing. But yet, this guy goes in with an attorney to sign the proffer, and he sits there in front of a trial, and he has to have his attorney, bail him out. I mean, I don't know how this guy still hasn't get fired yet. I mean, he's pretty much admitted to on the stand, breaking federal law there of I forget what's it called there, where he used government property.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. For off-duty stuff. I mean, that's a crime in itself. So, I mean, this whole thing just doesn't make sense. I mean, even with Proctor, the timeline of him even still hanging around. I mean, he should have been gone a long time ago.
Yeah.
So,
the other question too is how did Higgins get on base?
I mean, if he goes, that's gonna destroy Brennan's case too, because he's not gonna be Trooper Proctor anymore. So I mean, you're gonna sit there and tell a new jury that this is the lead investigator who's been fired. I mean, it's just, as much as Brennan has his sound bites, he has
Well, he got a lot. That's the thing on the defense side in the hearings. I was telling this James last night. When it comes to the hearings and it comes to the cross, he's gonna win. But this case is not cross. This case is all direct, so that's where he's gonna lose. So when he got to cross, the woman, when he got to cross her, you've seen him in action because that's who he is. He's a defense lawyer. But when he has to ask Sarah, that hasn't smiled because she hasn't had cake, when he has to ask her a bunch of questions, he can't make her be the way he wants her to make. So you know what I mean? Like the way he wants her to be. So, with the urgency and the quick answers, he can't do that type of swag. And that's where we win because we get to sneak all them things in. And when he gets to cross odd directs, who's he gonna cross? You're gonna be crossing professionals that's why he wants the ARCA boys out, because when you cross them, they got nothing to hide. There's no witnesses on our side that's lying about it. It's not like me and you were there like, nah, she didn't do it. And they're like, hey, so JFK, isn't it true that you drove on a high speed? Like, there's nothing to cross us up in. So like, there's really nothing he could do now with the doctor or whatever. Her credibility and these little hearings, he's got the one up. But I mean, other than that, he's gonna try to sneak it in on the direct. You know what I mean? That's what he's gonna. And like I said, his main case is the sound bites.
Yeah.
And he wants her to get. I think that's why he wants to. I think that's why he wants to get on the stand so he could cross her up.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I think, like I agree with you guys, I think it's lower to manslaughter, I think. But then at times, I mean, especially where the other day in court, where she kind of had a little meltdown and stuff, I don't know. I think Brennan would find a way to get under her skin and start to unravel her.
I think that's what we want. I mean, like that's like I'm just saying. I would love. I mean, that's my. I guess that's my greediness, man. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to know. I just want to hear her just say, you know what I mean? I want to hear like the truth, like, because I know, like, it's like she's going to bug out. And I mean, that's just me, I guess, that just wants to hear it. But like I said, it's subject to change. And it just depends on how he's going to use them sound bites and how he figures it out. But my man, I'm going to take the next call. I'm going to take this one. All right, Mike? And I'm going to be in touch with you for real, though.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, one love, brother.
Absolutely, man. You too, man.
Peace, Mike.
Call from Mary.
You're live with JFK and James.
Hi, Mary.
What's up, Mary? You got to turn down your radio in the background.
I know, I just muted it. Sorry, I just muted it because I had to hear what was going on.
What's up, Mary?
What's going on with you?
Hi. I just wanted to thank everyone for just all their very nice words that they were saying to me and coming up to me in court and hugging me and supporting me. It really, really got me through that day. I was really afraid. It was difficult. It was very, very, very difficult. I actually had a difficult time sitting in the courtroom with Lindsay. And
she cross-examined you?
Yes, she did.
That must have been awkward.
Yeah, where they have you sit in the witness box, she was directly in front of me.
So what's the outcome? You just got a restraining order against her?
I have like the HPO against her.
What's that mean?
Harassment prevention order.
Oh, okay.
And there's criminal complaint from Mansfield Police Department. They did file that. I'm not sure if they're going to need me to testify at the clerk hearing or not, or what's going on with that. They might not. I might not get a summons until they file the actual criminal charges through the DA's office. So I'm just waiting on all of that. But there's a
Mary,
lot,
hold on one second.
there's a
Mary,
lot
hold on
going
one. Mary, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, Mary.
Call from Mike.
Mike, I gotta. Go ahead, Mary. Go ahead, finish up.
Hi. So I'm just waiting to see what's going on with that. There was definitely a lot going on that particular day. Grant Smith Ellis did, the judge did threaten to throw him in jail for 90 days and put a $2,000 fine on him. He had his phone under his coat when I was on the witness stand.
Oh,
and I don't know if he was taking photos or videos. You're not allowed to do that in a 209A order hearing. That's a big no-no.
Is that when the judge, Mary, is that when the judge asked him if he was the media?
No. The judge saw he took out his laptop and he was recording on the laptop, and he lied to the judge, and the judge called him out and said, I can see it illuminating in your recording. I can see it. And he said, stand up. Who are you? What is your name? The judge was mad. Judge was not, he was already warned prior. And so I did tell the bailiff that what I witnessed when I was on the witness stand, he was staring me down also while I was on the witness stand. And also the one time I didn't have my security guard with me, because I had security with me that day.
Oh yeah, who'd you hire? The Hell's Angels?
There, I can't say. I'm not allowed to say. But he had stepped away for a moment, and Grant came out of the courtroom and stared me down, and to the point where he went. When you come out from the courtroom, you come out and there's a wall basically there, but then you walk, and then you see there's an opening, and there's benches, and then there's the men's and women's bathroom. He came out, saw me sitting on the bench, and stared at me the whole way through, past the corner to where the staircase is. And I had warned him to not intimidate me and stare me down, or I will seek a HPO against him also, because Lindsay's weaponizing him to intimidate me.
So I got a question for you, Llewellyn. I got a question for you. Excuse me, Llewellyn. Mary, I got a question. From Llewellyn.
From
chat. You want to read that, James?
Sure. So it says, is there a certain...
The main... Sorry.
All right. So you read it?
Yeah, I read it. The main thing that made, actually not just me change my mind, but also my friend Christy changed her mind, was that Lindsay and Kate lied to us about Karen texting her attorney, what's his name?
Wait, you went back to thinking she was guilty?
How can I forget David's name? But they told us, they were the ones that told us that Karen had texted David that she admitted that she hit him. And that was, once I found out that that was a lie, that is when I started looking at everyone else's coverage, like all the other different, even like Emily D. Baker I looked at the news channels, I looked at the evidence, and I said, yeah, Karen, because Karen's definitely innocent, I believe, and Laylo, she is presenting wanting attention. Who's this MCAT? No, I'm not. I don't need to be talking at all. And that MCAT may be, I don't know if that's a fake account from Lindsay or a Lindsay friend, or I'm getting intimidation by fake people trying to keep me quiet. And I'm not going to stay quiet. I am very intelligent, okay, and I am allowed to speak what my children and I are experiencing.
What are you experiencing right now? Is everything calm now? Everything all right?
Things are not calm and all right. My children, I have a lot of difficulty with sleeping. I can't sleep at night. Any noise that I hear, I wake up. I have cameras, like I have cameras on my property, and even with the cameras, I still, I will pull up my cameras on my phone. If I can't see what's going on outside, I will go downstairs and I'll look out the window. This is what I do like several times throughout the night.
You
I
really
don't
think that's
have
going to
much
happen,
of
huh?
an
You believe this type of stuff's going to happen to you?
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah. I don't think
that's
you
wild.
guys understand what it is. Yeah, Aiden understands. Lauren understands. People that have been threatened by her understand. She's a very scary person. She definitely is very capable of carrying out her threats. She's done it. So,
Who is this?
I
Lindsay?
called in. I just solely just wanted to.
Where are these
thank
people from? Where are they from, if you don't mind me asking?
What people? Lindsay?
Yeah, both
Where's
of them.
Lindsay
They're
from?
both friends, right? Lindsay and
Lindsay and who?
Lindsay and KP are friends, right?
Oh yeah, Kate and Lindsay, no, they had a falling out. I don't know exactly what happened there. Something, according to Kate, Grant alienated Lindsay from everybody, but like that's not true. Like I don't think that's the whole story. Both Kate and Lindsay are very controlling people, and we all saw this happening. Like a year ago, we saw this happening. We all knew Kate and Lindsay were gonna have a falling out because they're both very controlling, manipulating people.
So this whole shit happened because you did this phone call back in December. What else? Is that what happened?
The what? I couldn't hear you. Sorry.
So this whole issue that you have with Lindsay, whatever her name is, I don't even know her name. If it all happened because you called in the show and talked about floaties, right? Was that the one you said something about the kids were going?
She told me. No, she admitted to me about.
But it stemmed from that. I guess our name was brought up in the court, right? Someone said something about the J.F.K. show in court.
In Attleboro District Court, yeah, but on January 7th, she didn't bring up your guys' name. She just said a podcast or something.
Solid.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but there were other things. There was other threats she made.
She was mad about what you said on the show, though. You said that her kids were drowned and shit, right?
Yes, because.
I mean, wouldn't you? I mean, in all due respect, though, by saying something like that, though, wouldn't you expect her to be pissed?
No, she was mad that I was speaking up because she told me back in July that I needed to keep my mouth shut.
So this had nothing to do with her kids. This had nothing to do with the kids with the floaties and Michael Phelps, the diver coming in to save them and shit.
I'm not. I can't get in Lindsay's head, so I don't know exactly what set a crazy person off. She does have bipolar disorder. Like she has a lot of mental illness, drinking problems, and alcoholic, and she has a lot. There's a lot going on. She has anger issues. There's a lot going on there. I was friends with her. She wants to try to say I wasn't friends with her. I was. Her Aunt Cheryl thanked me for showing up to court on July 11th to support her and being a good friend. I have video of that. I have proof of this. So, again, I don't want to go into too much more. I really just wanted to call in and say thank you to everyone that reached out and was there at court and came up to me and thanked me and hugged me and told me to stay strong and that they're praying for my children and I and all of that. I wish, I wish Lindsay would get the help she needs. All I was trying to do was be a friend to her and get her to get help. And speaking with other family members of her, when you do that, this is how she gets, unfortunately, because she's done it to her own family. So.
Well, best
But
of
I
luck
just
to you,
wanted
Mary, and best of luck to you, Mary. Free Karen Reed, and another day, life goes on, right?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I appreciate the
But I
phone.
hope things go well with you also, James.
I appreciate that.
I think that's horrible. Like, you're a really good father. Like, you're a really good person. You can tell you love your son. And I really, really feel horrible, like what you had to go through.
Come on, here we go.
That is just,
What else?
that's the most heartbreaking part of it, that your son had to witness that. There's no reason for that.
Damn, talk with Amy said chicks like LG are like STIs that won't go away. Damn, Amy, pump it up.
I love Amy. I had a nice chat with Amy and Tom's chat speaking. Everyone this morning was amazing. They really just made me so happy. This morning, it felt so loved, and some really, really great people. Great people. And I can't even, there's no words I can even express or appreciate how I feel. So gratitude towards these people. They stood out there in the cold. They were there all day. Like, it's amazing.
I got one other question for you from Llewellyn. At J.F.K. and James, will you ask Mary how much influence Jen McCabe and others involved have over KP and LG's actions?
They are actually weaponizing Kate to go after Aiden. That they understand what they were getting into when they were like supporting Kate, like to use her to go after Aiden. They're all very angry that Aiden has exposed all the corruption and everything that's going on. They're very angry.
I think that's all they're mad about.
I mean, she is just not a nice person. Is how I'm gonna leave it. And she needs a lot of help. And I feel bad for her kids. And she was accusing me of calling DCF on her. And my lawyer, and I never called DCF on her. I was trying to keep my children and I safe that day. The least of my matters of worrying, I was worrying about my own safety and well-being of my children and I, and not her and her kids. So I did not call DCF on her, and I've never called DCF on her, and she found that out in court. So under oath, my attorney asked me that.
Well, Mary Ellen, I'm gonna jump in and take the next call. I don't mean to cut you off, but we've been going for 3 hours, so I'm gonna wrap this up. But I appreciate your call, sweetie. All right.
Oh, you're welcome.
Peace and love now. Peace.
Thank you. Call from.
You're live with JFK and James. Who we talking with?
This is Curtis, man, from Bakersfield, California.
Yo, what up, Curtis, man? You all right over there in Bakersfield?
What up, Curtis?
Yes, sir.
What's going on, man? The whole LA burn, Hollywood burn, son. What the fuck?
Yeah, I know, man. It's crazy, man.
How's the air quality out there?
Man.
How's the air quality?
Well, it's bad over there, but I'm about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes north of them. So.
But you ain't getting hit with none of the smoke?
Not bad, no. No, not yet. Probably will be in a couple of days.
Yeah, well, yeah, man. I'm sorry, man. It sucks, man. Pray for LA for sure, bro. What you want to talk about?
That, man, for sure.
What you want to talk about, my brother?
I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the show, man. I was looking at the testimony of Sarah. Man, I'm tripping on the fact that like the first jury must have been a bunch of fucking retards, bro. Like, how do you not see all these witnesses of a murder acting like defendants?
Right. It's crazy, isn't it?
Like, you got ATF agents bringing lawyers to court with him and shit. Like, come on, bro. Like, they didn't see that. And to the core, I got a message for the core audience out there listening, who's calling in thinking that Karen Reed's gonna be all right. Let me tell you something. I don't think that she's guilty at all. I think she's 100% innocent. However, this Hank Brennan dude, this dude ain't no fucking joke, bro. He's a spin master. Hank Brennan is a spin master, bro. And like I said, Karen is not okay, bro. By any stretch. He's trying to get the crash daddies out of there. He's trying to get the doctor out of there, the dog expert doctor who's treated wounds for 30 years.
So what's he going to say, though? What's he going to say about the waterfall video, though? What explanation will he have? What type of spin would he have on that, Kurt?
He ain't got no spin on that. That's I mean, come on. That's obvious. That's obvious it was an issue. Throwing his hands up, saying he didn't say goodbye to nobody, throwing his hands up, Chris Albert grabbing his arm, manhandling him, Brian Albert chiming in, fake kisses. He's going to have a hard time explaining that. He's also going to have a hard time. What I'm saying is the defense, man, they got to turn it up. They can't do the whole relax, laid back, everything's going to be okay, they ain't got nothing on us. No. We see that they are willing to go to any measure to get her, bro. Like, my question is, why the fuck are they trying to go for her head so hard, bro?
It's because, bro, there's because honestly, bro, I think Hank Brennan truly believes. I'm gonna let James tell you. James, talk to Curtis, man. Have you ever talked to Curtis? He called in a couple times. He's a great phone caller. Talk to him, man. Tell him what we believe, why they're going for Karen's head. James,
I think it's because Hank Brennan believes that Karen went back to that scene at 5:23. So he's gonna. That's what he. What's that?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying so. Hank Brennan. I believe that Hank Brennan thinks that Karen went back to the scene at 5:23, and that's what he's gonna try to get. Her basically on the stand to testify to that. If it comes back on the box that she was in that vicinity at 5:23, I mean, because you heard the soundbite that J.F.K. played. I don't know, last two shows, where it's
you heard he said
the soundbite.
He's talking about the soundbite. He's talking about the sound. Did you hear when
the voicemail on the voice note? Yeah.
Did you hear the soundbite with Hank Brennan mentioning the soundbite, saying it's not the same if you hit him is clipping him, like repeating what Karen said? Like he mentioned it.
I watched that hearing.
Yeah, so you seen like the way he slipped that in there?
And my question is this: why was Judge Cannoni letting him basically say she killed him?
Yeah,
the whole time he was on there.
That was crazy.
Yeah. He never said allegedly. He never said. Yep.
He never said allegedly. She even and the defense attorney, I forget the new guy.
Alessi, he kept saying, "Your Honor, Your Honor."
Jackson and Yannetti. He was saying objection to where you could tell he was like pissed off.
And keep in mind, bro, he's 4 hours from us. He's a New York cat, so he's probably like, what the like, you know what I mean? It's like equivalent to like the Bay or something. You go into the Bay. How far are you from the Bay area?
Oh, I'm quite a few hours away.
Yeah, so it's like you going, so like it's like say like something like that. You know what I mean? Like you go to a different place of Cali. You know what I mean? And you're like, what? How the hell? You know what I mean? Like, what the hell? Like, we're not even that far. Like, it's like two different worlds, though. It's like she's just letting it go.
Yeah, she's crooked as a motherfucker, bro. Like, I don't even know how she's able to be on this case. Her ass should have been recused a long time ago.
because I
she
think
don't like Karen. She don't like. The only one she likes, in my opinion, is maybe like the new guy, and maybe Yannetti. She can't stand Karen. She can't stand Alan Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
She just got it out for him, man. She's letting anything go. Anything. Hank Brennan was. I mean, he was. You got a 30-year veteran doctor who's treated wounds. She's probably more qualified than the dog bites, probably anybody that's been up there for sure. And
yeah, absolutely.
Treating her like she was a nobody. She even said at one point, with all due respect, sir, I'm not just anybody off the street.
Yeah.
Like, she had to remind him.
She held her own.
Yeah, like he couldn't get her to waver his way. Like, he couldn't get her to do it.
I think
You know
that's
what
what he
I'm saying?
wanted to do, though. I think he wanted to do that. I think he wanted to show Karen this is not this is dark, man. This is what it is. I think he wants to shake her up. I think he's putting her in a position. But like I said, that's him on cross. What's he gonna do on direct? You know, and now he's gonna bring all his witnesses up. He got to bring Higgins up. What happens when Higgins is not? It's like this, bro. You a Cali cat. You know, like I'm Ice Cube, right? I'm Ice Cube. And I'm like, listen, man, we're doing the America's Most Wanted album tonight. I need you to do my backup vocals. And we get up on stage and I'm leaving certain parts out and I'm feeding you the lines and you just think you ain't saying what I need you to say and you fucking up the show. So what happens when he goes direct and he's got Higgins and Higgins is not following his beat? Because keep in mind, Hank Brennan's a defense attorney. He wants to be sharp. He wants to have punchlines. He wants to put on a show. He can't put on that same show with direct witnesses. His show is when he gets to cross. And even when he gets to cross people, the witnesses we have, they're not people that were there. They're all professionals. So he's going to try to do that now, and he's going to try to shake things up to make Karen, to put a scare tactic to Karen to see if Karen breaks. You know, he's putting on a show. That's it. He's going to have and these next hearings, the green hearing, you know, the dog bite, he had the show. The green hearing's going to have the show. The Arca Boys is going to have a show. But, yo, when the trial comes up, what's going to happen when Sarah's on the stand? And he's got this mope up there. Listen, his best, think about it. You know who he thinks he is? Where he gets all his swag from? Tell him, James, who he gets all his swag from.
Whitey Bulger.
And didn't he get caught up around your neck of the woods?
Yeah. That's his golden ticket. That's what put him on the map right there.
But he acts like he's Whitey Bulger.
Yeah, he does.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he acts like he's a street. Yeah. Yeah.
So
But you know what's crazy? I was thinking about this the other day. None of the witnesses have ever said, and the defense should zone in on this, not one of the witnesses ever said Karen hit John.
Right.
They're only saying that John didn't go in the house.
Right.
There's no one on the planet that has seen Karen hit John.
Bro,
no one can say definitively they've ever seen her hit him.
Listen, there's no way you walked out that house, bro. There was 42 pieces of tail light. There was a hat. There was a car crash. Like, think of all the events that happened that they didn't hear it. They didn't hear him hit him. Nagel pulls up at 12:23. Karen just pulled up. Karen gets there probably like 2 minutes before. John, he pulls off. John's not in the car. Where was John at? John wasn't in the car. Nagel testified. When I pulled off on the side, I looked in. I seen her with the headlamp on, and John's not there. Where was he?
Nagel's. What was the girlfriend in the car? She said the same thing.
Said the same thing. So what happened? So they pulled off, and then what? And then where was he at that time though? Where'd he go? You know what I'm saying? So of course we know where he went, but I'm saying so now they're gonna they don't have no explanation for it. They just basically say, "Oh, they don't have nothing."
They don't got no
So I'm just saying, what happens? What happens when these people are on the stand and we get another shot at that, another crack at it, and they can't. This is going to be their third run at testimony. They can't go back. They can't renege. So I don't think Hank Brennan, as slick as he is, the only thing he's got going for him, right, is when he plays them sound bites. That's it. And he's just going to be and he's going to have the opening and he's going to have the ending. And that's where he's going to shine. And honestly, that could be it. Like you said, that's where she could be in trouble because A, when he does the opening statements and when he does his summation. That is a huge thing. You know what I mean? Because you got the beginning and the middle and the end. And it's kind of like it's how you begin a song and it's how you end a song. You know what I mean? What you really remember. And the nuances in between is what people will go back to. So as long as we understand that our opening's got to be real strong and our ending's got to be real strong, you know, it's a 50-50 game. And I think that's what he's doing. He's trying to eliminate everybody, like you said, and he's trying to make it 50-50. That's what he's trying to do. Because he knows if none of these people get eliminated, we're in the win.
Well, I just got a message for the people, the listeners, the viewers of the channel, and everybody out there. Listen, keep Karen in your prayers. Karen is not okay. They are going for her with everything they have. They are going for her. She's not okay, but we got to keep the prayers up and beliefs. Keep the faith that her lawyers are going to do the necessary steps during this trial that they didn't do in the last trial. They're going to zone in on the things that they need to zone in on. The waterfall video, the distance when you guys went to the waterfall, the distance, how close he was to John. So there's no way he could have been talking to anyone else. They got to hit all those pointers, man. And the sound bites, they got to make the sound bite sound just like that. It's a fucking sound bite. It don't mean shit. It don't mean nothing. It's a sound bite. That's not the actual truth to what actually happened. That was just her using the process of elimination. Could I have hit him? Like, did I? Right. You know, you got a bunch of people saying one thing and you're like kind of discombobulated. Like, she couldn't believe what the fuck had just happened, bro.
Nah, I dig it, brother.
She's probably on some type of medication.
Yep.
Who knows? And if she did go back there, let's say the data does say that she went back there. Who gives a fuck? That doesn't say shit. She could have been like, I didn't see John.
Right. Yeah. Well, listen.
That doesn't prove that she killed him.
No, it doesn't prove it. It doesn't. But like,
and at the end of the day,
go ahead, brother.
No one has ever seen Karen hit John.
Yep.
No one's ever seen it. No one can definitively say, I saw her hit him. The only thing they can fucking say is he didn't come in the house.
Let me ask you
That's
this,
all
Kurt.
they can say. They
Let me
ain't
ask
got
you
shit.
this, Kurt. That whole night, right?
Mm-hmm.
That whole night, when shit hit the fan and she didn't know where John was, right? And we know she was talking. To Higgins, right?
Right.
And she, you know, whatever they were going through, it wasn't that serious, like as far as the fight goes. But she knows she texts him at 11:32. She calls her dad. She wakes up the little kid. She calls Jen McCabe. After she calls Kerry Roberts. Do you think that she called Higgins on a different line or something? Like, because when they say that she didn't call 911, right? If she was talking to a cop, she wouldn't have to call 911, would she?
Not if she's talking to a cop already, no.
Exactly. And then keep in mind, she called him at 11:53 that next morning. John died, as if it was a mistake, like she meant to call him on a messenger or something. You know what I mean? And she called him on his main line, like there was a conversation already going. I don't know. I'm just saying, you called all these people, but you wouldn't call Higgins, the main guy you was worried about was going to spill the beans on you.
Well, she wasn't feeling Higgins at that point. She was already irritated about.
But he texted her at 11:32.
He did.
I'm just saying, she called everybody.
She didn't call 911.
Go ahead.
The reason why she didn't call 911 that night is because she didn't think it was an emergency situation until after she woke up from being asleep. Prior to all that, she was mad at him, thinking he's in there and they running their mouths and doing all that about her and the text messages and all the stuff between her and Higgins. She didn't think it was a 911 situation.
Yeah, but she testified.
Once she woke up and realized
he wasn't there. She said
Go ahead.
Exactly. She realized he wasn't there at 4:55. That's when she started calling her dad, and she called Kerry Roberts, and she had this weird feeling. So my question is, how do you know?
That's when the panic kicked in.
But that's when the panic kicked in. So my point is, why wouldn't she call Higgins? If she looked down and seen Higgins called her at 11:32, and she knows Higgins was in that house and he's still not home, you don't think that she would have called Higgins?
I don't think she was in her right mind, man. I don't think. Well, I mean, if she think he was a part of the situation, she definitely ain't gonna call him. But once again,
but she knows he's such a simp, though. He's such a simp. She could call him and be like, I thought you were better than that. I hope you didn't tell John everything about us. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, man. That's where and the only reason why I say that, be clear. The only reason why I say that because I think that's along the lines that Hank Brennan is thinking. He's thinking like this. He's thinking that if something else happened to John in that house, she went back there at 5:23. She seen him on the lawn and she left. So let's just say they arrested everybody in that house for manslaughter, and then it came out later that she drove and seen him there and she drove off. He would still look at her as part of the crime.
Well, I do at that point.
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, there's got to be something.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't think she's guilty. I think she's innocent as hell. But if she drove by there, seen that man laying in the snow, and it comes out that she's seen him and left, it didn't help him, which I don't believe. The way she reacted when she finally did see him, I don't believe that she would have even done that. She would have definitely tried to help him if she seen him. She was trying to resuscitate him, man. He had vomit and blood on him, and she was trying to do mouth to mouth. Like I don't believe she would have just seen him and kept going.
But there's got to be a reason. I agree. Like I said, I'm just throwing different scenarios out there. It's nothing concrete, but I think that's what's fueling. I think that's what's fueling Hank Brennan, though. I think that he looks at it like you're not all innocent in this. And if you go on Hank Brennan, what he said about Whitey, he wanted to get Whitey on the stand. He wanted Whitey to get on the stand and incriminate himself. His whole thing is getting the truth out, right? So if his mind is fixated on a way it went down, like how we're going through things, he's gonna just basically his end game's gonna be like, all right, we can fix all this if you put it on the stand.
That might be his angle.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, damn, dude. Like, personally, if Karen, if there's something, if she knows what happened, she needs to be counting her lucky stars, man, and having her lawyers holler at Hank Brennan.
Right.
Like, if you're innocent of anything, but you know something, you need to holler at that man because like you said, he is. I will give it to him in this aspect. He definitely wants the truth to come out, regardless, and that's what worries me about him, in terms of the fact that he wants to get her on something.
Right.
If I can't get her on the murder, I want to get her on something, and people have to realize.
Well, I think that's what I think that's what he's doing, my man. I think at the end of the day, right? I think that he knows the SJC is going to come back and drop it to manslaughter. He's going to try to trim all the fat with all the experts, and he's going to play 50. He's gambling, bro. He's fucking a degenerate. He's in Vegas, bro.
And guess what? Man, that's why I mess with you and James, because you guys have, 90% of your callers, bro, they ain't never even been in the system. They don't even know how it works, whether you're in Cali or New York or Massachusetts. Most people don't even know how the system works, but like guys like you, your boy Jimmy T, James, you guys know how that works. People just have this narrative that everything's gonna be okay. No, man, it's not okay for her. Everybody needs to continue to pray for her. May John rest in peace. Pray for her. Pray for his family that they get justice. Because guess what? Karen is not okay. She's got a long road ahead of her, especially with this bulldog of a Commonwealth prosecutor. This ain't no Lowry, man. This dude is really, really, really trying to find out what the truth is by any means necessary.
And if he has an idea, and that's the thing, if he came into this with any type of his own opinion, to him, it's like, to him, he's the same way we go about our process of elimination and this and that and going through witnesses. He's purely looking at Karen. Like, that's the only witness, like you said. That's the only witness. So it's kind of like I feel like he's trying to shake her up. And basically, it's kind of like he's basically saying, I'm never going to go away unless you testify. You feel what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying that right there. He's just got a hard hole for her, dude. Like no point in taking, but he's got it out to find the truth by any means necessary, and he is not going away. He's not going away.
Right. Well, listen, Kurt, man, I appreciate your call, man, and call back anytime, my man, and we'll talk again soon, all right, my brother, and prayers up to L.A., man, and, man, hope everything, man, I hope it rains, man. That's all I can say.
I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you.
All right, man, one love, brother.
Later.
Great phone call, people, great phone call. James fell asleep during the live. He's been up all day. We've been going for 3 hours and 35 minutes. I'll take one more phone call. I seen one. Sandra Botti was calling. I don't know if I should throw her own name out there, but Sandra called a few times. If you're out there, Sandra, you want to call back in, I'll take your call. I know that you called a few times. Sandra, if you're out there, I know you called a few times. It's late. I'll wait 5 minutes for you, or whoever calls next. I'll wait 5 minutes. I'll take your call. But yeah, man. Look at this footage right here, though, people. Look at this. Everybody pay attention to this.
Yes.
Look at this. John says, come here to Higgins. That's what he says. Watch that again. Everybody watch John. Heel toe. He's looking at Higgins right now. You? Come on.
The front door, Kay.
It's good. Come on in.
Yeah, come on in.
Guy never went in the house. That was you talking about how you should all get your stories straight, correct?
No. That's part of the same text. Yes.
Mr. McCabe, who was the guy that you were referring to? Does he have a name?
That would be John O'Keefe.
I'm going to take this last phone call. Let's see who it is. You're live with J.F.K. and James Jackson. Well, J.F.K.
Hey, what's up, J.F.K., my man? It's Mike.
What's up, Mikey? How we feeling?
Pretty good. I see James got a little bit tired there, huh?
Yeah, we've been going for a while, man. We've been up 39,000. We're trying to land this. What's going on? What do you want to talk about, my brother?
Yeah, all right. I won't keep it too long. As always, another great show.
Appreciate it,
brother. You're welcome. I appreciated the fact that you had Sarah, you focused on, Sarah tonight. I think about them a lot. When I say them, I'm thinking about the kids. Sarah, Julie Nagle, who would be a kid named Fabiano, a girl named Kent, and then I think the town manager's daughter was in the house that night.
Yeah.
And as much as I don't really care for Nagle's behavior that I've seen, maybe in testimony and the way she was acting with Turtle Boy one night this summer, when you think of it, they're just kids. All they did was, they decided to go, had nothing else to do. Sounds like none of them had boyfriends. They all just went over to Brian Albert Jr.'s house. You know what I mean? They didn't know their lives were going to change forever that day,
Right. No, I agree. But, they're in it now. And if they looked out there and they didn't see John's body, they should say something.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I hope I didn't imply that I think they should be let off the hook by any means. It's just that when I think of it,
see, they're not saying they didn't see. They're saying they didn't see John's body, but they're saying that they wasn't looking. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like they're in a catch-22, man. They can't say they seen his body because if they seen him, they would have to help him. So like the fact that they know, no one's stepping up and just, it's kind of like it plays out perfect for him. Like when you really think about it, to keep your mouth shut because hey, you could just say I didn't see him. What do you want me to say? You can't prove knowledge. Yep. You can't prove what they know or what they don't know. You know what I mean? And that's it. But based on the evidence, if anybody wants to step up, you, Sarah, if you want to smile again, and say, hey, listen, I walked out there and I looked around and there's no way he was out there. Like none of them are saying that. They're all saying, well, I wasn't really looking and it's possible. I mean, come on. That's where you're fucking with all of us intelligence right there with the simple shit.
Yep. Good point. yeah, so yeah, just tragedy all around. You know, these adults that put them in this position, and and it's just I just shake my head. Right, I don't know. You ever watched that documentary on Netflix called "When They See Us" about the Central Park Five?
No, I haven't seen that.
Well, okay, this analogy might not make as much of an impression, but basically it's about back in the late '80s, a group of African American kids.
I know. I'm familiar with the story, but I haven't seen the documentary. Yeah, I haven't seen it. Didn't Donald Trump let them dudes go or something?
Actually, what Trump's connection to it was he took out a full-page ad in the New York Times shortly thereafter. I forget. I know he took out a full-page ad, and I want to say he was calling for the death penalty if they were caught. So,
yeah. He did something. My bad. He did something again. Yeah, he did something.
Yeah. But this won't ruin the documentary for you. But one of the kids, he was with his girlfriend, like not Kentucky Fried Chicken, a Kennedy's Fried Chicken. Mm-hmm. And his friends came by and were like, "Hey, let's go in the park." And his girlfriend was like, "Hey, what's up?" But when you're that age, you peer pressure you do with your friends. He didn't know what was going to go on or what happened or anything. His friends were heading into the park. It was April school vacation, and he went in, and the rest is history. It sounds like they got charged for something they didn't do. And there's one really powerful scene in the documentary where he just keeps replaying in his head. Why did I leave my girlfriend in Kennedy's Fried Chicken? Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking of Karen. She must say to herself all day long, why did I ever leave Mansfield that day,
Right. That's a good point. Yeah, man. It's the coulda, woulda, shouldas, man. It's kind of like you, man, when you wake up and go to Kittery and stick a bunch of polos in the bag.
Jay, J.F.K, one of the things before I let you go.
What's up,
okay, I was talking about one of the Sullivan sisters. I asked you about the Sullivan sisters the other day. Do you know anything about this? I remember during when she testified, there was something about a blue cheese stuffed olive, and then they stopped it. They did a sidebar, and they wouldn't let her talk about it. Mm-hmm. Well, someone today on Twitter, some guy on Twitter posted that he won't go to his grave until he finds out the significance of the blue cheese stuffed olive. Do you happen to have any insight into what this stuffed olive has to do with what happened on that Aruba trip?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't even know. I'm gonna have to look into it though. The next phone call, man, I'll tell you what I found out about it. There's so much to this, man. I'm just right now. My mind is just focused on the people who walked out, these witnesses. I don't even think them people in Aruba even should have been in the trial. That was just a waste of time.
No, they shouldn't have. But yeah, I'll tell you. But anyways, we'll hope a certain person stays out of cookie crumble.
Absolutely, brother. Hey, man, well, I'll talk to you soon, all right, man? Thanks for the phone call, brother.
Sounds good. Have a good weekend.
All right. All right, brother. Peace.
Take care.
Yes. Sarah, all we wanted you to smile. That's all we want. We just want you to smile one time, Sarah. And, yeah, man, it's just another day in paradise, right, guys? That's how we do it. And, it's another day in paradise, and I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. This flight was 3 hours and 45 minutes. All my replay crew, I appreciate you too. Check out my Venmo. Check out my Cash App. You're far too kind. You can also leave a super thanks in the comment below if you're on the replay crew. Check out my store, Fuckery Donuts. If you're a new subscriber, I appreciate you. Hope you're enjoying everything. Everybody, my members, I got something good coming for you guys. I'm going to make some content for you guys, exclusively for you. And with that being said, it's just another day in paradise. Pray for LA, all the sick, all the suffering. Peace.
It's cold and I'm nowhere to sleep. Is there somewhere you can tell me? He walks on, doesn't look back. He pretends he can't hear her. Starts to whistle as he crosses the street. Seems embarrassed to be there. Oh, think twice, 'cause it's another day for you and me in paradise. 'Cause it's another day for you, you and me in paradise. Oh Lord, is there nothing more anybody can do? Oh, oh Lord, there must be something you can say. You can tell from the lines on her face. You can see that she's been there. Probably been moved on from every place. 'Cause she didn't fit in there. Oh, think twice. 'Cause it's
Come on, here we go. What else? What else? Ah, yeah, here we go. Come on, here we go. Pump it up. Yeah. Well, I'm the new kid.